It's all about manicures. Love to know how's your day going. Feel free to let me know. So yeah, today I did some work. Went out to the gym. Went to the free grocery store at my school. I'm going to drop a YouTube short showing y'all that. And now we are doing a manicure. So we're starting off our base coat with some Nail Aid nail polish. If you are a returning supporter, you know Nail Aid is not sponsoring Uniquely Me at this current moment of time, but we do love their products. Very seamless, very glossy, and for growing your nails. Feel free to let me know what y'all do this evening, any weekend plans, anything like that. Just going in, want to make sure that we have a solid foundation, and that starts with a good base coat. Welcome to the live stream. Feel free to let me know how's your day going. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Love to know. Is it a chill day for you? Working day? Okay, what is happening? Okay, I don't want green screen. What is that? Lights on the thing. I'm playing around with the settings for the live stream. There's a lot of different cool effects. But hey, Cam, glad you could be on the stream today. How's your day going? This week for our nail colors, we're only between blue and brown. Let's just do blue for our nails color of the week. Cam said they're working on some homework. Okay, so you'll be a silent viewer. All right. So, thank you for letting me know. Glad you could be here as a silent viewer. I'll be like ASMR, like a radio podcast, you could say, in the background. Good luck on your homework. P.S. It's the end of week 3. You still understand regression, our statistics. Well, positive mindset. Keep on having that positive mindset, Cam, and then YouTube University is a real thing. No matter how high you get in the world of academia, YouTube University is going to be very helpful with teaching you that, hopefully. But I have faith in you. Positive vibes, positive mindset. Hey, Lucky, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. This is a manicure stream. So I'm Uniquely Mia, also known as Mia, and every Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll live stream for y'all. It's a little early, it's about 4:55 p.m. Decided to start the stream a little bit early, but we'll be here throughout 5 p.m. Cam said, hey, I don't understand. But the homework is getting done, so I mean, it's working out still. Hey, as long as you have something to submit, that's what matters. I mean, that's the good thing. But your professor, definitely utilize your professor as a resource, because hopefully hopefully you have a good professor. I'm sure that they have, I don't know, off hours, or send them an email if you are confused about anything, because I am a strong believer, no matter what type of degree program you're in, whether that's undergrad, grad school, PhD programs, law schools, med schools, your professor is there to ask them questions. So even though, yes, at a certain point, I think we get not we, but like sometimes, I think what happened to me is when I first entered graduate school, I saw professors saying, oh, they have a PhD, and I'm a graduate school, I'm no longer an undergraduate student. I often felt I couldn't ask these professors questions because I'm expected to know this information. But then I had to remember, if I knew all this information, I wouldn't be enrolled in this degree program. So I say that to say, Cam, do the work, but then also email your professor. Like, you could probably email your professor a draft and be like, hey, I am not 100% sure if I did about this topic. So, but I did do my homework. So if you can maybe like look over it, or just like give me some pointers, that would be helpful. 9 times out of 10, I've found that some professors, they're willing to do that for at least the first 2 assignments, but then after that, you're on your own. So if it's your first homework assignment, feel free to send them that email. Hey Kelly, how are you doing today? Lucky said, tell me some jokes today. You just suffered a day trying to sleep but can't. Well, I'm so sorry that you had a bad day, Lucky. I don't really know any jokes, but I'm uniquely Mia, also known as Mia, and I show you what my life is like. You are welcome on the channel for your positivity and uniqueness, Lucky. So sending you the positive energy, Lucky, all right? And everyone else on the stream who may benefit from that positive energy. Hey 16, hey, how are you doing? Tuber, hey Fishin, how are you doing? Hey Medic, glad you guys could be here. In this live stream, it's all about manicures, all right? So we are going to be painting my nails this really pretty blue color. I'm down to the slim pickings of my manicure routine, so I don't have that much nail polish. I have to buy some more. However, we're not doing that yet. But let me know, how's your day going? Feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are a new viewer here or a returning supporter. Shout out to all my returning supporters. What are y'all saying? Hey Rem, how are you doing? Glad you could be here. Hey Galaxy, hey 65, hey 650. Kelly said, I'm well, thank you. Glad you're doing well. Kelly, you just got home from the recovery festival. What was that festival about? That's the first time I'm hearing about that. Sounds cool. Hey Sapien, glad you could be here. It's been a while since you've been on the stream. School is going good. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing? How's your school going, Sapien? If I remember correctly, last time you were on stream, you said you are enrolled in a degree program in a European country. And thank you to Soom, who purchased a floating heart super gift. Really, really appreciate it. Sending you hearts. Thank you so much for purchasing that gift. Really appreciate it. Hey, how are you doing, Jonah? Glad you could be here. Hey, how are you doing, the slimmest? Glad you could be here. Why is it lagging? Do apologize in advance for that. The internet at my school is a little iffy. I am connected to the Wi-Fi. Just a warning in advance. If at any point during the stream I freeze and you guys no longer hear me, let me know, because my internet at my school is not the best for some reason, even though we're paying tuition for it and housing fees. So it tends to disconnect. So what I do recommend you guys do now, if you want to see more of Unique Mia in the future, or in case that happens, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, or just write the name Unique Mia down in your notebook if you don't want to subscribe. Hey Football, how are you doing? You're cute as well. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm doing good. Hey Galaxy Gamer. Hey Judy, hey Reese, glad you could be here. Welcome from India. What's it like in India? Kelly said recovery from addictions, mental health. Okay. Well, shout out to you, Kelly. That is awesome. You identified something in your life that you wanted to change. Perhaps it could have been recently, perhaps it could have been years ago. And you were like, hey, I want to receive treatment for this addiction or this mental health condition that I'm going through. And I'm assuming, since you said you just came back from a recovery festival, that you have taken strides throughout your life, Kelly, to make changes, a positive change. So shout out to Kelly. Claps for Kelly. She saw something in her life most likely that she didn't like, and she took strides to make a difference, all right? That is what Unique Mia's channel is all about, being your unique self. And if there's something about you or something about your current life, your circumstances that you don't like, don't sit down and complain about it. Maybe sit down and complain about it, but then after you sit down and complain about it, take strides and do different tasks to achieve your goals. Hey, how are you doing, Naya? Glad you could be here. Hey, Tarek, how are you doing? If you declare with your mouth Jesus is the Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Time is short. We are all living in the end of you think we're living in the end times? Okay. Thanks for that little sermon. I mean, yeah. Didn't the people back in like the 1980s think it was the end of the time too? Not that you're wrong, it could be the end of the time, but like I'm just saying, like, didn't those people, I felt like when I was like in school for some reason, I feel like my mom or like one of my teachers in school, I saw TikTok, they were like, people thought when it was turning 2000, the year 2000, it would be like the end of the world. That's what I used to hear a lot. You go to a Catholic school, do you like it? Hey Zoe, hey Micaiah, how are you doing? Hey girl, how are you doing? Hey Mason, how old am I? It's the glory of God to conceal a matter and the honor of kings and queens to seek out the answer. That essentially means I'm not telling you my age. If you want to know my age, like the video, subscribe, go to my YouTube homepage, click playlist, and watch my Washington, D.C. birthday adventure videos. Trust me, if you pay attention, my age will be disclosed to you. Hey Zoe. Okay, you love Indian females. Okay, okay. Thank you so much for subscribing, Star Football. Welcome, welcome to the Uniquely Mia community. I do hope you enjoy the content that you see. I'm Uniquely Mia, reporting live from the United States of America. Kelly said, have to keep moving forward. It's nice to see all the providers there telling us about their businesses. Okay, nice, nice. Yeah, so it sounds like a really cool festival, a great one for people who want to learn more knowledge about that or just receive services for sure. Well, thank you for going, Kelly, and for sharing that information with us. Did anyone else do anything like cool this weekend or any weekend plans? Feel free to let me know. Hey Zoe, Sapien said, I'm done with school. Okay, okay. You all I had left. Okay, all you had left was your dissertation, all right? You started working on September 1st and spent most of the summer prepping for work. That's why I have been active in the chat. All right, all right. Well, shout out to you, Sapien. Congratulations on your graduation, completing your program, and congratulations again for acquiring a job. I mean, that's the point of going to school unless you're like an ultra billionaire, you just want the degree. But for most people, you go to school, get the degree, and then to get a job that's paying you what your degree is worth. So that is amazing, Sapien. And no need to apologize for being MIA on the live stream. All right, you are out in the real world doing awesome things. Thank you so much for your subscription and for returning back to the live stream, Sapien, and updating us on what has been happening in your life. Very awesome. Hey, John, how are you doing today? Hey, you're all glad you could be here. So I'm Uniquely Mia, also known as Mia, for everyone who just joined the live stream. I show you what my life is like. I am a dual degree graduate student in America, studying public administration and criminal justice. And on this channel, all opinion, people, and ideas are welcome as long as we communicate to each other in a kind and respectful way. So feel free to let me know, what'd you eat? Do you have any weekend plans? What did you do today? I know it's a lot of questions, but you guys lead the conversation. So if you have a question you want to ask me, feel free to ask me the question. And if I'm able and comfortable to answer it, I'll be more than happy to do so. But this is my natural nails. We are in the process of like growing it out again. So it's a manicure video. I already put base coat on. So now we're going to go in and do some top color polish. Hey Zoe. Kelly said tomorrow is market day. All right, nice. Then the great grands football game / cheer, then volunteering at the music in the park. Okay, yes, it sounds very busy. Remember to pack snacks and lots of water, Kelly. Hey Wayne, all right, Sydney, Australia. Very nice, very nice. What's it like in Australia? We will definitely be going to Australia one day. What am I gonna do in Australia? I don't know. Maybe go like on a safari trip, see the kangaroos or something. I don't know, but like it'd be cool to go to Australia. The one thing that I do know about Australia, when I do go there, I will have to go when it is cold in America, because it's opposite in Australia, right? Because in Australia, don't you guys have like your Christmas is summertime, right? So when it's cold in America, it's hot in Australia, right? Or am I totally mixing it up? And when it's hot in America, wait, what? I'm confused. I just confused myself. Did I mix it up, or am I just okay? I said it the correct way. All right. So you have a summer Christmas, okay? And I don't like the cold, so yeah. John said, I'm getting there, not too good, I guess, but how are you doing? I'm doing good, John. And if your day's not going good today, I do hope I tuned into this live stream. Hopefully I made it, even if it's 0.1% better, a little more positive. Hopefully I made it a little better. All right, John. And remember, no matter what you're going through, just try to keep a positive mindset, no matter how hard it's going to be. Because the one thing we got to remember, whatever is stressing you out, whatever is giving you anxiety, it will pass. All right, it will pass. So it's not that serious. I mean, it is that serious, but like it's not that serious because time's gonna happen anyway. So yeah. School's been going good, Meech. Thank you so much for asking. In your soul, okay, in your soul, I do have pink nail polish, but I can't use it because it's no good. It's too thick, and I lost it. Like I'm looking for it now. I don't see it on my desk. I think I probably threw it away. It was too thick. Last week when you were on the stream and you said to do pink nail polish, I actually did do the pink nail polish in my design in your soul, and then after I had to throw away my pink polish because it was very weird. Okay, it's raining in Australia, Wayne said. All right, make sure to walk with that umbrella. Hey, Zach, how are you doing? Kelly said dog bags is packed for. All right, okay, very nice. Hey, Steve, how are you doing? Steve said, I went for a jog this morning, okay? Went to work and got a cheeky McDonald's. Okay, nice. What's your McDonald's order? Just relaxing now, looking at your beautiful face. Thank you so much for your kind words. Steve, really appreciate it. But what's your go-to McDonald's order? Let me know, guys. Do you guys have McDonald's in your country? Anytime I go to McDonald's, I get the same. Well, I fluctuate. Sometimes I'll get a McChicken sandwich without mayonnaise because why do McDonald's be putting too much mayonnaise on those sandwiches? Because like literally, you'll get a McChicken sandwich from McDonald's, guys, and they'll put mayonnaise on it. The whole bread is dreaded with mayonnaise. It's like they put water on that bread when they put too much mayonnaise. So I get a plain McChicken sandwich, or I'll go and I'll get like the 10-piece chicken nuggets meal from McDonald's. Like I really do like their hotcakes. I feel like when we're looking at pancakes too, McDonald's has really good pancakes, but like I don't really go to McDonald's for breakfast, but their hotcakes are really good. John said, believe it can help, I guess. It's just my parents breaking up. Okay. All right. I mean, you definitely have the right to feel sad about that when your parents are breaking up, especially if you thought that would never happen in your life. So you definitely do have the right to feel sad for that. John, hopefully you have good parents who even if they're broken up, they'll still talk to you and they won't blame you for anything. Hopefully you have good enough parents to do that. And like if you don't have good enough parents to do that, I mean, hopefully you have at least one parent who is going to still be there to support you. So don't worry, John. It's okay. What are we saying? Wayne said November, December, January, February. Oh, they're the hot months. Okay. Thank you for that, Wayne. Okay, so yeah, like the winter months in America is the hot months in Australia. Okay. Adding that information to my notes, my Apple Notes on like when to visit Australia. You guys actually you guys are probably like, Mia, why are you always talking about your notes app when you guys give me travel tips? Because I actually have a notes app of like places I'm gonna visit and things I'm gonna do. It's like in my own separate notes document, guys. You're manifesting. So a suitable form of manifestation has to occur before you even try to actually be achieving your goals. What's happening? When's the 22nd? I don't know. Hey, hi, welcome from Pakistan, Ali. How are you doing today? Thank you, S. You're pretty as well. You're beautiful as well. Steve said just a regular Big Mac. Okay. Big Mac meal, just too lazy to cook tonight. Okay. Well, I've never had a Big Mac, but like it looks very interesting. It looks good. And my mom, so when she used to eat meat, she definitely used to like the Big Mac. And it's 100% okay to be lazy and not cook. When I'm home, Friday is definitely the day where my mom's like, you're not cooking. I'm not cooking at all. On Fridays, my mom was like, let's go order some food. She's like, you want Chinese food? I'm like, okay, fine, because it's Friday. So Friday, I feel like, yeah, it's definitely a day. Like after Monday through Thursday or Sunday through Thursday, you've been cooking all day. So you chillax and just order something out. Kelly said my parents are married for 49 years. Wow, that's a long time, dude. And then they divorce. No, it's like I don't know. That's really interesting. Like I'm always interested when that happens with people, because like people can be married for like 20 plus years, and then after a while it's like, okay, I don't like you no more. I got a divorce from you. Like you were with that person for so long, you didn't know that. Like why? It's like I guess they were like, you know what? I guess I don't know. Maybe it's a pivotal moment in people's lives after being, because like I feel like if you're married for like more than 20 years, you're like an older individual. So you're an older individual. So I don't know. It's very interesting to me when that happens to people. I guess after a certain age, you're like their age actually clicks in their head, saying, "Oh, I'm actually this age," and it's like, okay, when I look in the future, unfortunately, I can't say I have 50 more years of. I mean, you could say that if you're healthy, but like internally, people know internally if they're healthy more years. So I guess they're like, I don't want to spend another 50 years like this. So they're like, bye. It's just really interesting when that happens. I feel like a research study needs to be done. I feel like a research study definitely needs to be done on like, hey, you didn't know prior before 20 years to say dip out? Like, what happened with that? It's just really interesting. But hey, Gary, how are you doing? Gary said, I didn't get no love. Okay, on your shorts. I was the only one. How's your day going? My day's going good, Gary. How's your day going today? Glad you could be here. I went to the gym, as you saw when you were on that live stream, so really appreciate you for being on that stream and this stream today. Did some schoolwork, and then I came back in. Do you have to prepare for something? They didn't give me much time to prepare. I recently got an email about it, but I'm talking about it, but I'm not telling you guys what it is. But I have to do like an interview, so gonna prepare for that today a little bit, and then that's it. So we're doing some blue nail polish right now to manicure stream for this one. My nail polish, I really do need to get some more nail polish, guys. So let's do the first coat on this hand, and then we'll go over and do the first coat on the other hand. But let me know, for all the new viewers here, do you go to the nail salon to do your nails, or do you do your own at-home manicure? Hey, LTV, why have you been sad for the last few days? Wayne asks, are you single? No, I am married to public administration, criminal justice, psychology, and professional writing. Hey, Gary, Gary said, I think it's the one where I said I like your face when I was calling that weird guy. Okay, okay. Okay, you're on your way home from work. All right. Glad you can tune into the live stream while you're on your way home. Hopefully you get home safe. All right, Gary said they like Chinese food, chicken, parm, pizza. All right, very nice, very nice. You got good grades, right? Yeah, I do consider my grades to be good, 100%. What? It's lashing rain tonight, Steve said. What does that mean, lashing rain? Um, what does it mean when you say lashing rain? Is that like an Irish term? I see you put the Irish flag on the thing. What are we saying? Kelly said, the first thing I said to my father was, what took him so long? Then I said, after 49 years, you can't work this out. No, it's very weird. Like, that's what I'm saying. A research study needs to be done because, like, I feel like, exactly, like, after, like, 49 years, like, what was happening, man? Like, you were stagnant for so long. You could be stagnant for much longer. It's just really interesting. That's why I feel like it needs to be studied. Like, after is really interesting. Divorce is definitely to be studied, I feel like. But it's funny. Hey, Wayne, how are you doing? You like McGriddles? Have I had McGriddle? What is a McGriddle? Is that like, it's like the egg McMuffin thing with meat in, like the sausage sandwich? What is that? Gary said, I see you saw my mom at the store shopping at my grandma's. Okay, okay, nice, nice. Did you like that live stream that my mom did today, Gary, with at the store shopping? Hey, Fern, how you doing today? Glad you like my nails so much. LTV said, I feel like I lost a dear friend. Okay, you said you feel like you lost a friend. Did you actually lose the friend? The thing about feelings, guys, any people could feel so people in the same exact situation, the same room, they could feel a whole bunch of different ways with the same exact information. So I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you, LTV, but like you said you feel like you lost a dear friend. did you actually lose a dear friend, or do you just feel like that? Because you can feel whatever way you want to feel. Is that the actual reality of what happened? That's something different. Fern said Mia's an amazing person. So is her family trust. Thank you so much for your kind words, Fern. I really do appreciate that. I like that comment. I think that might be the first pin of the day. That's really nice of you to say, Fern. Really, really appreciate it. But how's your day going today, Fern, Gary, LTV, Steve, Wayne? Feel free to let me know. We're doing the first coat on my right hand with the nail polish. It's very pigmented. Wayne said, yeah, like the muffin with bacon, sausage, okay, or eggs. Okay. So now I get the egg McMuffin picture in my head. Thank you for sharing that information, Wayne. All right, sounds good. The thing about it, I have to say it sounds good because I don't eat bacon or sausage. At least the beef one, I eat turkey bacon or turkey sausage, and McDonald's doesn't have that. But I always look at the advertisements, and it really looks good. So yeah, my go-to McDonald's breakfast is either hotcakes, or I'll go to McDonald's and I'll get like an egg biscuit with no cheese. I don't know, for a long time in my head, anytime I went to McDonald's when I was younger, if I didn't get pancakes or hotcakes, it was always an egg biscuit with no cheese. So yeah. Kelly said, wise mind versus emotional mind versus reality. No, exactly. You know. Fern said, my day is okay, just watching over a little hurricane with my Elise. Okay. I'm hoping when you say Little Hurricane, that means it's a TV show, Fern, and you're not actually like in an actual like hurricane prone area that's passing over you right now. If you are actually in an area where the hurricane is passing over at you, please be safe. All right, don't go outside if you don't have to. We don't want it to be like a Dorothy moment, all right? But stay safe. And if you are watching a TV show that's called Little Hurricane, what's it about? I mean, I would assume it's about hurricanes, but that sounds very cool. You're hanging out with your niece. Nice. Wayne said, if you want to come over to Australia, I'll have a spare room. Thank you so much for your kind words and for recommending that, Wayne. But when I go to Australia, I'll definitely prefer to stay in a hotel for sure. Thanks, though. Thank you so much for that offer. I really appreciate it. Very kind of you. So we're doing it now. Let's paint the color on. Some days the nail polish flows on the nails good. Other days it's a little thick. But see how it just glided on and it's very pigmented? This nail polish was 98 cents. This is not sponsored, but like when I find good products, I like to recommend that. This is LA Colors. If you go into Walmart, it's 98 cents, all right? This pigmentation for this and the brush, just the product, the way the bottle's filled up, perfect for 98 cents. This is the only nail polish brand that I use for color, all right? LA Colors. When it gets to clear nail polish, I do spend a little more on clear nail polish because a good clear nail polish is hard to come by. But in terms of color, I will not spend more than $2 on colored nail polish. Let's do my pinky and then I'll respond to some questions. Alrighty. So this is what it looks like after one coat. We're gonna go on one more coat to make it a little more pigmented. As I always say, the key to making it good, you gotta paint close to your cuticle. So let me go back and read some of these comments. Hey Kat, glad you could be here. Fern said, oh, your niece is like a little hurricane. Okay, because she's everywhere. Oh, destroying stuff in her path. Make her clean it up, Fern. Make her clean it up, all right? But I mean, you're very nice, aunt. You're letting her destroy the stuff. but hopefully she helps you clean up at the end. Wayne said, we must catch up when you come over. I will show you around. Alrighty, right. Kelly said the interesting part, okay, both of my parents started their dance in heaven within 5 years. Wow, that's really sad. Very, very sad to hear, Kelly. Yeah, it's very sad to hear. I feel sad for you. You just threw that in there so, what is it, eloquently or smoothly? I was totally unexpected, but very sad to hear. Hopefully you're doing okay, all right? Positive memories of your family members, positive memories of them. Fern said, your braids look nice. Mom did an awesome job braiding. Like always, thank you so much, Fern. Yes, she definitely rebraided the front of it. It's looking good. I feel like it's getting a little old. I will say it's my fault. I haven't been the best with tying a head tie on my hair, but it's okay. But thank you so much, Fern. All right, you got out of work at 5 p.m. Cats. Yes, 5 on the dot. So are you heading home today? Any plans for this weekend? How was your work day? Let me know, Cats. But for everyone on the live stream, let me know what y'all eat for dinner. I just had Chick-fil-A, honestly, so I don't know if I'll eat anything later. That's all I had today, Chick-fil-A. I did eat kind of late, like 3 p.m. So my mom's food, I have like one frozen food in the fridge. It's defrosting right now. So yeah, I do need to go to Walmart, but again, I'll try to stretch it out to next week. I need like juice and like breakfast items like that. Hey, Andro, glad you could be here. What part of the United States am I from? I'm from New York. Kelly said, my mother was a very rough woman. I think it was a blessing for her. My father is missed. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that information, Kelly. Glad I'm assuming you're not doing terrible. Now you can speak about it in such a way like that. So yeah. Cats and Pokemon said the day was pretty good. All right, me and some coworkers about childhood cartoons, which was fun. All right, nice. Okay. Glad you had a fun day at work today, Cats, and that you were able to speak about cartoons. Yeah, speaking about cartoons is definitely fun. It definitely is a fun conversation. I remember when I was home doing a live stream for y'all. We did do a live stream about speaking about cartoons, and you guys loved it. So maybe we'll bring that back. Do like a cartoon extravaganza. But the thing about it, like I was a cartoon person, but I wasn't. And I say that because like I watch basic cartoons like maybe Caillou, Clifford, The Big Red Dog, things like that. And Barbie and Bratz, but like I didn't really have a TV. Like I had a TV, but I didn't have cable, so like I didn't see all the cartoony. So I saw like PBS Kids cartoons like that, and Bratz and Movies cartoons. But yeah, Kelly said they're eating chicken salad for dinner. No, chicken salad is good. I do like chicken salads. The only reason why I haven't been eating chicken salad is because I have to go to my school's dining hall to do that, and like I don't really like going to my school's dining hall. It's overcrowded, but like a good chicken sandwich, not chicken sandwich, I mean a chicken salad. Chicken salad is definitely good. And I like, obviously, it's not the healthiest because lettuce turns to sugar in your body, but it's much healthier than bread. Freshman year, I was sick and tired of eating like chicken sandwiches and like fries. I just consistently always used to get chicken salads. And I got that because I was able to order it out from my school. But throughout the years at my school, they changed the rules. You can no longer order out food, which makes it very inconvenient for people like me who like to order out my stuff because I want to avoid the crowd. But yeah. Don't forget, croutons are definitely a must. And Zrom said, New York, nice. Okay, nice. Kelly said, I'm working through it. I love them very much. Okay, yeah. Well, glad you had hopefully, we said you love them, so glad you had a positive relationship with your parents, Kelly. And I'm sure they loved you as well. And just remember, even though you are grieving, even though that's definitely very, very, very sad, at least you can take comfort in saying, hey, you have positive memories with your parents, and at least you knew who your parents were. Because not a lot of people have that opportunity or have a lot of positive memories of their parents or with their parents. So that's very great. Great that you have that, Kelly, for sure. Wow, you're in South Africa, Inzram. Okay. What's it like in South Africa today? Or tomorrow? What time is it in South Africa? Guys, let me know what time it is, where you guys are tuning in from. What time is it where you guys are tuning in from? Kat said, Mia, have you heard of Mia, have you heard of this is health okay, healthy oatmeal bites. I don't know this I didn't know this before trying it, but apparently it was on Shark Tank and they got the deal, but they're these healthy soft oatmeal cookies. Wow, okay, okay. I've never heard of that before, cats. I've never heard of that. I would say I would try it, but I don't like oatmeal cookies. I don't like oatmeal anything. So I'm not a good person to get it and review it. If I remember, cats, when I go home and I'm with my mom, I can get the cookies if it's an affordable price, and my mom can do a food review on it for y'all because she likes oatmeal. But like oatmeal, me, it just I can't do it. I don't like it. I really don't. To me, it has no taste, oatmeal, and it's just like the consistency of it. Can't do it. Kelly said they were adopted parents. Okay, okay. I can either work through or live in it. I choose to work through it. I mean, hey, if they were your adopted parents, at least you had comfort in knowing they wanted you. Because they adopted you. You got to pay to adopt the child, guys. So, yeah, it's really great. So, I mean, like, yeah, I feel like adopted parents, they're definitely, obviously, they're not like a kid's biological parents, but like, they are your parents. And sometimes they're even better parents than biological parents because at least 100% sure, you know your parents wanted you. They made a choice to pay for you in a way to get that kid and to raise them. So yeah, even though they were your adopted parents, they were still your parents 100%, Kelly. 100%. Hey Leah, how are you doing? You look like I have no idea who that is. I keep getting that Stray Kids comment, but I'm Uniquely Mia, also known as Mia. Welcome, welcome to the live stream. All opinion, people, and ideas are welcome as long as we communicate to each other and kind of. I have fashion videos, eat with me technology videos, and a lot more on the channel. So make sure to like the video, subscribe, and do consider turning on your post notifications. What are we saying? Kat said they weirdly taste like normal cookies. Okay. I actually don't like oatmeal that much either. Okay, okay, but they're moist and yummy. Okay, what was the name? I'm gonna try and remember. So next time I go home, because like I don't have access to a CVS near me at school. I mean, they have a CVS, but like I'll have to take an Uber there, and I don't want to take an Uber to CVS. So I go home. It's more accessible for me to get to CVS. If I remember, cats, I'll definitely try it out and see if I could do like a food review on it for you. I remember you did recommend the plantain chips from Trader Joe's, and that was really good. The plantain crisp, and that was good. But yeah, I know what Shark Tank is, cats. Yeah. I used to watch it a lot, like when I was younger on TV, where like the entrepreneurs go in front of like the panel of judges and they bid for like, hey, this is my company and this is why you should invest in me. Give me $1 million at 5% profit. That's what they always do. And then the people in the audience and then like the judges, they're gonna be like in the back of their head. You could see like what they say, the gears turning in their head. You could see them. They're like, okay, in my head, this is gonna make me a lot of money. I don't want to give him $1 million. I'll offer you 800,000 at 6%. They always go up with the percent. It's so weird. So yeah. Hey, how are you doing, Ronik? Glad you could be here. I think you're a boy in a female attire. No, you are incorrect. I am a biological female. I'm Uniquely Mia, also known as Mia. How are you doing today, Ronik? Glad you could be here. What are we saying? Kat said, do you have an idea for Shark Tank? Do I have an idea for Shark Tank? I mean, if I had a company idea for Shark Tank, I wouldn't be able to share it with you now, would I? Because like I would have to patent it and all that. So, I mean, if we're talking about product-wise at this current moment of time, not really. I mean, yeah, not really. I guess a gif's of an idea, but it's not formable. So, yeah. Because Shark Tank, they don't invest in people, right? They only invest in products. Because I'm like, hey, invest in me for sure. But like, they invest in people. They do the products wise. So, not yet, no. And even if I had one, I couldn't tell you if I really had one, right? To get a patent and create the prototype for it. But no. I'm not really like, my creativity extends to like making videos for y'all. And I don't know how much some creativity goes into that, but making videos or either doing painting, so that's not really entrepreneurship, I don't think, like creating a product. Alrighty, guys. So now we're gonna go in with the second coat for this. Trying to do as thin as possible since this is pretty pigmented as well. But I like to do 2 coats no matter how pigmented the polish looks because you never really know. Welcome back, Evan. Yes, we are following the live streaming schedule. So moving forward, this week was the first week of following the live streaming schedule. Remember, my live streaming happened on Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, I didn't disappear, y'all. I was just following the streaming schedule. We're glad you could be here, Evan. How's your day going today? This is a manicure live stream. Hey, how are you doing? Damon Salvatore, is that you? No, that's Damon Smith. How are you doing, Damon Smith? Glad you could be on the live stream. Glad you could be here. Anybody watch the Vampire Diaries? We could go into a Vampire Diaries discussion. If you haven't seen it, then no. But have you seen the Vampire Diaries or no? Yes. Maybe. Let me know. Okay, now, all right. So we're gonna have a discussion about it then. If you ever do watch the Vampire Diaries, come back to me and we can have like a discussion about it for sure, for sure. There's multiple characters in there, a lot of characters. What are we saying? Evan said, "How long have you been?" Back on it says Europe. Oops, what did I do? 11, which is Also, probably got the time zones wrong. But I 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Evan, so about 34 minutes. Evan said so maybe it's 5-hour difference between the UK and NY. Oh, I guess. Yeah. Kat said, I have an idea for Shark Tank. Okay. It's fake strip eyelash holders. Okay. Think about it. There's no real way to store false lashes after using it. I have an idea for how to store them and keep them curled. Nice. What I would recommend doing, cats, delete that comment. All right, delete that comment because somebody's gonna come and probably try to take your idea and create it. But no, that sounds good. I don't use fake eyelashes, but I like the idea of it. I definitely do like the idea of it for sure. So like a contact holder for eyelashes. All right, very nice. Okay, so we have some thinkers on the stream for sure. Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I do remember when I was younger, I did have an idea. I guess I could share that idea with y'all because I'm not in that degree field at all. But I remember I was walking like on the streets with my mom one time, like Manhattan, and I was really young. I feel like I was in elementary school, but that idea always stuck with me. But like I said, I feel like I'm comfortable sharing the idea with y'all because I mean, like, I'm not in that degree field to even create something like that. But you know how like people jaywalk? You know how people jaywalk? And you know how like sometimes people like the government says don't jaywalk, or you know how when people like you cross the street and it doesn't say to walk, but a car may still be coming, right? Like that. So my idea when I was younger, I told my mom was like, I watched a lot of Harry Potter movies, so I guess that's where that came from. But I feel like it's definitely feasible. The only concern is ethical concerns and maybe a lot of lawsuits because hurting people. But like a force field. Like, I don't know if it's something magnetic, but like a force field that exists like on sidewalks before people touch the road or walk on the road, like in big streets like Manhattan, if it doesn't say to walk, like when people try to walk, something's gonna hold them back. I don't know if it's like gonna be like a robotic, I don't know, like sticks that come out shoot out of the ground when it doesn't say to walk to like barricade people in, or if it's like something magnetic or invisible futuristic society where like when people try to walk and it doesn't say to walk, it would push them back. I don't know what it would be, but like that was one idea that I had. And so like on the engineering side of different things. But then again, there's a lot of gray areas. Like, how would that be implemented? That's more so like a safety thing that I came up with when I was younger. I just threw that idea out there, and it always stayed in the back of my head for some reason. But ethical concerns, like, what if it injures somebody? Like, so yeah, it's a lot of different things. And then like, if it's an invisible force field, we don't have magic. How would that work? That won't work. So it would definitely have to be something magnetic, shock people, but they can't shock people in society. So it's very funny. It's very interesting. But yeah, so that's one idea that I was comfortable sharing that I just remember when you shared that, Cats, that I don't think it's implementable at all. Hey, how are you doing, T? Glad you could be here. Kat said, LOL, thanks. I have it in my head, but I don't know how to make it real. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, ideas are in your head, but like, I feel like that's when the benefit of like engineers or coders come in, because they're the people who actually do that. So it's either you are yourself the engineer or coder, or you have enough money to hire the engineer or coder to bring your idea to life. So that's where those people are like, okay, now I see why this degree feel or why you are very important here. So yeah. Evan said, I had a good one, okay, but I don't tell anyone about it. Mainly I make Android apps and they help people a lot. Okay. To make Android apps that help people. Okay. Help people with what though, Evan? All right, cool. I do like the helping aspect. Okay, let's do the second code of this. But welcome everybody. How's your day going? Feel free to let me know. Uniquely Mia here. All opinion, people, and ideas are welcome as long as we communicate to each other in a kind and respectful way. So right now I'm doing a manicure. This is the second coat that we're putting on my nails. One thing I will say though, whatever company that is created in society, the way to make a lot of money from it based on me being a consumer of social media and me studying public administration and criminal justice, the two companies in my opinion, just my opinion, what in my background experience, I'm a consumer of social media and I am a graduate student studying these topics. So based on just hearing what my professors have said and just me myself being a consumer of products, to build an organization that's going to be successful with the money, it has to be either something that's going to be trending for some reason. You want to create a product, I don't know whether it's a bag charm, those didn't drop. They said the company existed since maybe like the early 2000s, but like they were funky, so I guess somebody purchased it, a celebrity used it. So it has to be something that, one, is going to gain popularity very quickly, and even after it gains popularity very quickly, that consumerism aspect, whereas whether it's going to be quirky or like something that people may use every day, that needs to be there. Or you need to create something that potentially the government could invest in. When I say that, it could be something related to safety. It could be something isn't something that people are going to purchase a lot, regular people, or it's going to be something that the government's going to invest in, because people, if the mass amount of people purchase your items, you're going to make money from it, because the mass amount of people, if 100 people were to donate like $1 to me, I'll have $100. So if a lot of people are willing to spend money on this product, you're going to make money from that. And two, if the government is willing to invest in your product, you're going to make money from that because the government got all the money. So those are the two methods that, in my head, that's how people make money. Like, yeah, starting a clothing business, that's good, but like there's a lot of clothes. What's going to set your clothing business apart? And what's going to make people want to spend money on clothing business, okay? So clothing, there's a lot of clothes. Nail polish is great, but like, why am I gonna buy your $5 nail polish if like I could pay 98 cents for it? So that's what I'm saying. There's a market for everything, but like those two things in my head. I guess for me, I haven't found anything in my head that's feasible for me to implement or create, because Microsoft I don't know. What's his name? What's his name? The guy who created Microsoft. I know his name, but I forgot. The one with the glasses and like the white hair. The reason, like, my professor, I don't know how true it is, but like I can see some truth behind it, because when you go to government organizations, you apply for the government, there this like Outlook proficiency in Microsoft Word, it's always listed. Yeah, Bill Gates. So from Bill Gates created Microsoft. The government invested in Microsoft. That's how he blew up in popularity. Most of his money, and at the start of it came from government contracts. So now when you go into the federal government, state government, it's Outlook, it's Microsoft Teams, it's Microsoft Word. That's all they're using, because Bill Gates has the government contracts, and that's billions of dollars. All right. And then from that, America, I don't want to say, I'm going to say it, come after me. Okay. But like, throughout history, at least in modern society, in my opinion, America has set the standard, right? So is that a modern society? Perhaps not, but like when we're looking at technology, sometimes it was America that set the standard. So Bill Gates in America, the American government, they start using Microsoft. Then other countries, European countries most likely, I don't know, Indian countries, Asian countries, they probably use that as well. I don't know, I've never been there. I'm just throwing it out there. So, yeah. And then the modern people, they're gonna start using what their government is using. And then now, anytime you get a new Apple computer or a new laptop computer that's not Microsoft or Windows, you gotta pay like $200 to get the Microsoft applications on. So that's how they make their money, guys. Government contracts. Evan said, I had a good one. Okay, read that. Hey, how are you doing? What's your name? Raphael, glad you could be here. Long time no see, Mia. How are you? I'm doing good. Glad you could be here. Right now we're doing a manicure live stream, and I'm just answering some of your questions. Kat said they're at Whole Foods. What do you plan on getting at Whole Foods, Kat? I'm assuming groceries, but is it like groceries for the weekend or just something to cook now? Or are you getting like one of their ready-made meals? I know Whole Foods, they have like pre-cooked meals. Have I ever gotten? I think I got a pre-cooked meal from Whole Foods. I think I got their buffalo wings one time in New York. Stay away from the buffalo wings unless you like it. Like I didn't. It wasn't the best to me. Their fries were good as long as you get a hot. But hey, how are you doing? How are you doing, Stefan? No need to spam. I'm doing good today. How are you doing? These are what the nails are looking like. All right, so we got the blue on blue. I can't do a design because I lost all the other color that I have. So we're just going to go and put some clear nail polish on this. When I told you guys I need to restock my nail polish, I was not lying. I was not joking. I really do need to restock polish. It's running low. But how's everyone doing? What do you guys plan on eating for dinner? Have any questions for me? You guys are kind of quiet today, but it's okay. I'm sure you had a busy day. My day was busy. Went to the gym, so I feel like the gym made me feel a little tired. I wasn't able to stream my whole gym experience. I did do some push-ups, but I will say my arm was hurting a lot. Like not my arm, but like right here. What is this? My shoulder socket that connects my shoulder to my chest area. I don't know. I was doing push-ups and that just hurt so bad. So I wasn't able to do as much push-ups as I wanted to. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the love. Really, really appreciate it. Sending it back to you. Do consider liking the video, subscribing, and joining the Uniquely Mia community. And once you do decide to join the Uniquely Mia community, definitely consider taking a deep dive into my content. I have travel videos, fashion videos, eat with me, and a lot more. Alrighty. So we're going to go in with some top coat. This is multifunctional top coat, base coat. Okay, so with this. I do like putting clear nail polish on. It makes everything cohesive. Welcome, Desert Channel Explorers. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Are you in love with someone? Yes, myself for sure. I'm not mom. I do love my mom. Even though she's mean sometimes. For sure, for sure. Yeah. Hey, Tim, how are you doing? I'm gonna be nice. I was thinking, should I tell you today, which was mean, but I'm not gonna tell you that. I'll be nice to y'all. I'll be nice to her. But you know what you did, mother. You know what you did when I called you. I was very mean. So it's okay. Tim said good weekend, y'all. Good weekend, good weekend to you as well, Tim. Kat said, wow, so many great deals. Say nice. What, your Whole Foods has stuff on sale, Cats? Anytime I go into Whole Foods in New York, nothing is on sale. Pick up as much stuff as possible if it's affordable. Alright? Well, I mean, it's on sale, so I would assume it's affordable. So pick up as much stuff as possible. Pick up as much stuff as possible as long as it is something that you're gonna cook. Can you stand up? I can, but I don't want to. Am I good in math and science? Define good. I mean, I could take the class and get an A. Does that A come easily? Not really. I gotta work for it. But like, what's good in your definition? Like, you could take the class and get an A, or you could take the class and like not study that much and still get an A. Fine, guys. I'll tell you what my mom did. I guess she's watching the live stream. She sent me a text, so she was like, tell them. She was like, tell them what she did. Them referring to y'all. And I guess tomorrow when she streams for you guys, she'll respond on her end of the argument. All right. So I guess my mother's watching this stream. So if you guys like Queen Mother, spam the comments and say hi to her. So what she did today, guys. I called her on the phone, okay, so, I was at the gym, right, and, my phone was dying, so, I had to not hang up, I was on the phone calling y'all, but I had to end the live stream, and then I couldn't call my mom to, walk around with me to go to the free grocery store and get food, because, my phone was dying. I don't want to get locked out of my room, alright, so I come back to my room, and I'm like, okay, let me call my mom, I'll eat my food with her, or I'll at least show her what I got. As soon as she answered the phone, she's like, what do you want? She's like, what do you want? I'm like, what? She's like, why are you calling me? I'm like, what? I'm like, bye, okay. You answer the phone like that. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want nothing from you then. What's wrong with you? Why would you answer the phone like that? I didn't do nothing. And she only answers the phone like that when she gets an attitude. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But, that's what happened. As soon as I call her, the first thing she says is, what do you want? I'm like, what? And she's like, do you need something? What are you calling me? It's very interesting. But am I in school? Yes. I am studying public administration and criminal justice. So tomorrow, listen to her words. She's going to try to justify what she said. And she's going to be pulling a lot of past stuff, which is probably irrelevant. Because there was no need for that, what she said. But I'm interested to know what she's going to say to y'all. So I'm very interested to know what she's going to say to y'all tomorrow. Tim said, I'm fine. Okay, a lot is happening in the U.S. these past days, I hear. Yeah, a lot happens in the U.S. A lot. A lot. I feel like what's mostly happened in the past few days. Affected, I guess, one particular group of people that it normally doesn't affect. So we're hearing more about that. But very sad what happened in the past few days. But it's nothing really new in America. So hopefully reform can happen because of that. But yeah. What are we saying? Hey, how are you doing? Raphael said, good enough to transmit it to students in a classroom. Yeah, for sure. I can teach students in a classroom. Yeah, as long as I teach myself the content first, I have to definitely brush up on my math skills for that, math and science skills for that. But yeah, I can definitely teach that in a classroom, I feel like, if I was a teacher. We saying Desert said, do you really know your worth? You are a treasure. Oh, it's so sweet of you to say, Desert. But yes, I do know my worth for sure. But you are very kind of you to say that I'm a treasure. Thank you so much for that kind words. Really appreciate it. Sending it back to you, Desert. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna try and remember to moisturize my nails so that way my nails can grow. I haven't really, and you can moisturize with lotion, with baby oil. I forgot like my secret nail mixture at home. I've just mixed like a lotion and a whole bunch of other random stuff. I said I was making my own nail growth serum in case, and I never really told y'all what's in. I still didn't tell you what's in. I just said lotion. What type of lotion? You don't know. So, making my own nail growth serum because I was like, I can't tell you the recipe because what if one day I actually do want to decide to sell that, because that definitely grows my nails, that secret mixture that I put in my nails. But I need a new bottle. If I find a new bottle, I can make it again because that definitely grew my nails a lot. But since I don't have that to grow my nails, I am going to make sure to keep it moisturized a little bit. Excuse me. What? What are we saying? Can I kindly have your contacts? Yeah, for sure. Subscribe to the channel and you have my contacts. More than 5,000 supporters have my contact number, which reminds me, do need on my mom. She sent me like the giveaway items for the domestic viewers, at least one copy of it so I can show y'all. So stay tuned. I'm gonna try and film that video this weekend for y'all. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna try to film that video for this weekend for y'all. Keyword being try, and I'll post it for you guys. It'll be posted by the end, before the end of September. You have that confirmation for sure. But hey, Sai, how are you doing? Hey, Chris, glad you could be here. Glad you could be here. How's your day going? So this is the final nail. So this is gonna turn into a chat with me, guys. So feel free to ask me a question. Feel free to leave me a comment. Be more than happy to answer it. I'm thinking of things to ask you in my head. However, I mean, if it gets quiet, guys, we might end the stream, but I'm going to stay on so if you have any questions. The purpose of this live stream was to show you all about my manicure. This manicure was definitely a quick one. I feel like just because I didn't do any intricate designs, it was very straightforward, painting it a blue color. That's what happens. The simpler, the more simplistic my nail designs, the quicker it goes, because I've been doing my nails for more than 5 years now. I can probably say more than 8 years I've been doing my nails. It's a long time, all right? So at this point in time, if it takes me like 5 hours or 2 hours to do a manicure, something's wrong. Like if I'm off stream, guys, I can literally do a full set manicure in 15 minutes. I've done it before, literally. I remember I was home one time when we were going outside, and I looked at my nails and I'm like, this is totally unacceptable. You know what I did? I did my manicure in literally 15 minutes. Painted the nails, dried it, base coat, top coat, 15 minutes. So after a while, the more you do your nails, the quicker you get at it. Hey Drake, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Glad you could be on the stream. This was all about manicures. How was your day today? Kat said, okay, walking out of the store. Okay, what'd you get? You got refrigerated. I feel like I said that right. Tongue-tied. Feel like I said it wrong too. Ready-made meals. Okay, that's nice. Ooh, some jalapeno lime plantains. Nice. Ooh. And chocolate truffle vegan ice cream. Nice. Sounds good. You're making me want to go to the store now and get that stuff. I mean, I can. Well, the bus is still working. I could go, but I don't want to go. But sounds very nice. Enjoy the ice cream, all right? The jalapeno plantain chips and the chocolate ice cream sound. You know what that reminds me of? When I went to Canada, we went to Marshall's, and they had my nephew and myself. We loved those plantain chips so much. We literally ate the whole bag. It was regular plantain chips, but it was like spicy. Those were so good. Those were really good. When I tell you my nephew and myself ate it out, we ate it out, okay? That's how good it was. It was a huge bag. So I showed me, I like plantain chips that has like some flavor in it. I didn't know that. And I didn't even know people did that with plantain chips, like added jalapeno or like spicy plantain chip, like spicy pepper in it. I did not know that. So I should have, I mean, not surprising. We're adding a lot of stuff to everything, but it was really good, and like that's really hard to find. Well, then again, I never tried to look for it in America, but still it was really good. Hey Eric, how are you doing? Glad you could be here. Eric said the earthquake and invasion of Israel is coming from the Bible. Okay, page Ezekiel 38 and what the world? Zegark? Zegar? No, I don't know. Page 14. Okay. Thank you for that. So yeah, we'll do some research into that. Kat said the deals were great. Okay. You're thinking about, oh, you're taking the train home. All right. That's the only reason you didn't buy more. No. Yeah, that makes sense. But do they have one closer to your home, perhaps, Kat, so you could go back and get the stuff that you wanted to get but left? All right. Thank you so much. Zechariah. All right. Thank you so much for breaking it up like that for me. Yeah, the syllables sometimes just very interesting. What are you saying? Hey, how are you doing? Gotta say, you look cute in those glasses. Blessed. Thank you so much for your kind words. Sending the blessings back to you. Kat said, I think they're probably restocking the store. Or something because there was so much on sale. No, I can definitely believe that, even though I have not been in that supermarket, the one in Boston where you are. Just because I went to Whole Foods like 2 times in New York, guys, and when I tell you nothing was on sale. So very rare. I feel like what they said, Erewhon is the most expensive supermarket. I feel like in New York, it's definitely Whole Foods. Whole Foods is like definitely the Erewhon of New York. Like, it's very, very funny. Eric said, I told so many people. Did they believe you, Eric? Kat said, I'm literally still by my job in the rich neighborhood where Harvard is. All right. Very cool. All right. Very nice. I did not know you were that close to Harvard. Very cool. Harvard Law School. I'm not getting into Harvard Law. I could get into Harvard Law. I just probably won't get in this cycle. If I really wanted to, I could definitely do it. A Woods moment. Take a few years though, for sure. And a lot of money to study in. Like, very cool. But welcome. Yeah, nice test. I got the GPA for it for sure. Eric said the amount of olives, okay. The amount of olives will break open from north to south and east to west where Jesus was crucified. Okay. Kat said, I'll probably never step foot in Erewhon or however you spell. No, how to spell it. I will say, I would want to step foot in Erewhon, Kat, but I would never buy anything from there because that's the thing. Because why are they selling water for like $50? Like, I would just go in there and make a whole bunch of videos for y'all. I would just go in there and make a whole bunch of videos and be like, guys, look at the price of water in America, like USD dollars. Because like when you're a guy, like you could just go in there and be like, hey, look, this thing is $15,000, but like it's $1,000. That's still a lot of money. But like, so for that to be like water 50 USD, like people go to Erewhon. I watch their videos. Sometimes their food reviews. They'll go to Erewhon. They'll get like buffalo flour. Wait, what am I saying? Cauliflower buffalo. They'll get that buffalo cauliflower, whatever it is. They'll get like macaroni and cheese. They'll get like steak. And why are they paying like $50 for that? What do you mean you're paying $50 for 3 things? And like it's literally one scoop, and it looks so cold when they do the food review. And anytime they eat it, they're like, this is so good. In my head, I'm like, is this really good, or did you spend that much money on the food? You're saying it's good so you don't regret it, because that has happened. You go somewhere and you spend a whole bunch of money on the food and you're like, man, I don't want to complain because I spent all this money, so I might as well gaslight myself into thinking this food is the best thing ever. So I'm like, does it actually taste good? Or like, are they doing that, saying it's the best thing ever? I will say their smoothies look very interesting, but once again, like $30, $40 for a smoothie? No. But it's always pretty to look at, I will say. Eric said coffee has gone up a lot. Oh, in price? Okay. I don't buy coffee, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, inflation for us. Inflation for sure. Prices go up all the time for sure. Just because of inflation. And this sucks, it really does. But just because like wages often increase slower than the cost of goods. So yeah. And then as inflation goes up, your income, goes up, your taxes will also go up. So very, very interesting. Very, very sucks. It sucks too sometimes. But sometimes when you watch those videos though, but like I'm a big person, like I'm not a big person, but like I'm an avid viewer or consumer of watching content with people who live abroad, and I feel like, I don't know, guys, I feel like it's literally only like the United States, right? The United States, based on the videos I've seen, the United States and maybe some European countries like London probably. I feel like those are like, and maybe like Switzerland. I feel like those are probably like the places where like stuff is so overly expensive, you can say, because why am I watching people in like South Korea or like Japan or China where like those places look super developed, it looks super clean? Why are they saying they only pay like $300 a month for like a 2-bedroom apartment? Like, I don't rent, I've never rented anything, but like I'm like, hey, when they show me the apartment, I'm like, hey, that looks like a good price. And then like when they go grocery shopping, sometimes some people, they're like, we're getting all this stuff and it only costs this amount of USD dollars. I'm like, hey, is that for everyone? How much are you actually making? Are you being honest with it? So it's just really interesting. But you choose where you live, so choice we make when we choose where we live, for sure. Kem asks, are your classmates jealous of you? I don't know, not to my knowledge, and if they are, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not necessarily, I'm not worried about what other people think about me, to be honest. I mean, I am worried about what other people think about me, but like, when it comes to jealousy, I'm like, I don't pay attention to that stuff. Irk said, it's addicting. Okay. You know, oh, drinking coffee, it's addictive. Yeah, because it has caffeine in it. So like anything that has like caffeine in it, it's gonna be a form of addiction for sure. Drake said, Mia, they had 12 packs of Snapple Peach for $8. Oh yeah, I saw that. I was listening to my mom while she was streaming, being like, yeah, so I saw that. That was a good buy. So next time I go to New York, I need to make sure my grandparents stop there with me. I would have gotten like 2 cases of that, or 3. 4, no, not 4 is too much. I mean, 4 would be good because I don't have to worry about it for a while. But 3. I would have gotten 3 cases for sure. That's a good price. That's a good price. $8 for 12 pack. I had like the peach tea and the whole by itself. Delicioso. Very great. So no, you know what? That just showed me when I go home, my mom should not be drinking the Snapple, cause she walked straight past that Snapple. Why when I'm home, I'm always the one buying the Snapple? Or sometimes my mom buys it. But like, why when I'm home and I get the Snapple, she's always quick to drink it. Like, she'll have her lemonade in the fridge too. And like, I specifically get lemonade and Snapple. She'll have the lemonade in the fridge, but she always reaches the Snapple first. So what, she deprives herself of Snapple when I'm not there, so when I am there, she drinks the Snapple, and I drink the Snapple so it finishes quickly. I just realized that, because she could have definitely gotten that for herself if she actually truly likes Snapple. So, I don't know. Kat said, yeah, Harvard is in Cambridge, okay, which isn't technically Boston. Really? But it's the same as Boston, okay, except it's rich, okay, because of Harvard. All right. When people say Boston, okay, proper, they mean not Cambridge. Okay, so not the Cambridge area. All right. I don't know. When I was younger, I always thought, when I was younger, I grew up and I learned about geography. So not this current moment uniquely. When I was younger, I always thought like the Ivies, for some reason, I always thought they were in Washington, D.C., where like the president is. I don't know why. I guess my head, my uniquely me as younger self, did anyone else think like that, or was it just me? Did you guys always know about geography, or like was it just me? But like I always thought, I guess because I had the prestige of like Ivies, so I always thought Princeton, Brown, Harvard. I always knew Columbia was in New York, but like all those 3 schools for the most part, I always thought that it was like in Washington, D.C. with the president for some reason. I don't know. Okay, Kat, so you said, LOL, that kid logic makes sense. Okay, glad it makes sense to you. But then when I grew up and I'm like I would just look at the schools, like Google the schools, look at it. I'm like, okay, where are you? And they're like, hey, Chicago, Boston. What do you mean, like, Rhode Island? What is happening? Where are these places? That's not Washington, where I thought you were. Hey, Nevaeh, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Hey, Tyler. What's up with you, Tyler? Glad you could be here. So, Nevaeh, Tyler, Drake, if you're still here, Kat, Fern, everyone on the live stream, Eric, Cam, if you're here, I know you said you're doing your homework. What do you guys plan on eating for dinner? Feel free to let me know. I know, Kat, you said you got some ready-made meals. What type of meals did you get? When I was younger, my mom, she used to get ready-made meals or microwavable meals just for me. She only used to get like 3 or 4 because I really liked them. It used to, I don't know the name of it, but it used to be like in a blue container, and it used to come with macaroni and cheese. It used to come with chicken nuggets and like a brownie. It used to heat up in the microwave. They used to be so good. It really used to be good when I was younger. And yeah, I tried it one time. Like, I think my freshman year of like college, I saw it in the supermarket. I'm like, let me try it. It was not good. I didn't like it, so I grew out of the taste. But yeah. Desert said, you have a golden voice. Thank you so much. When you say that, it reminds me of that song. Have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters? I know a supporter of mine came on the live stream and was like, watch it, and I watched it. It's a great show. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Really do love that movie. One thing about that movie, it would show if the Soulja Boys were real guys, nobody would exist. We would all be gone. Because the Soulja Boys and K-pop Demon Hunters, they were like the demons, and like the girl group, the Huntress, saying it would like make a golden humdu, or the humdai, however they called it, and that was like a barrier, right? You know how like in Harry Potter when Lord Void, like I can't say his name, Voldemort, or he who shall not be named, tries to get into Hogwarts, they create the shield. That was that in K-pop Demon Hunters, but it was like the voice. So like the K-pop Huntrix, the girl group, the good guys, they were winning, right? But then like the evil demon guy, he saw that, right? And he was like, you guys keep going and fighting them, and you guys are losing against Huntrix, so now let's fight them in their own battle, or their own playing field, their singing voice. And the songs that the Soulja Boys had was so good. The songs that the Soulja Boys had, it was definitely much better, in my opinion, than like the Huntrix. And like everybody on like TikTok, on like YouTube Shorts, my For You page, everyone is like playing their songs, and I'm playing their songs, and I'm like, okay. It's a good thing that demons, they're not trying to like, some people say they are, but it's a good thing demons aren't, to our knowledge, they're not trying to acquire human souls via music, because if they were, we would all be gone. The amount of people who have been listening to their songs and playing their songs. But more of the story, it's a good show. Watch the show, or movie. It's not even a show, it's a movie on Netflix if you have it. K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a great show. Huntrix, their fashion is top tier. I love their fashion. They said they're making a part 2, which is nice. So now let's see what we're saying. But I said all that to say, because when you said I have a golden voice, they have a song that's named Golden, and they try to make the hum night golden. So like, yeah, I just connected a little bit. Nevaeus, ooh, you're doing karaoke with your family? Awesome, awesome. What's your go-to song? Desert, so they like my teeth gap. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so you're saying it speaks volume about my good character. That's the first time I'm hearing that, but thank you so much for letting me know. Okay. So apparently my teeth speaks about my character. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Thank you. Ooh, we're going out. Has anybody seen The Conjuring? I'm going to see The Conjuring tomorrow, guys. So people are not to see it, but like, I totally believe in that stuff. And my mom was like, "Go see it anyway." So my mom just says to see it. I'm not latching on to all the bad juju that everybody's talking about. Normally I wouldn't go, but I'm going for the nachos. Surprise, surprise. Food is motivating uniquely me to go to the movie theaters and spend Uber money, because I have to pay for the Uber. I paid for my movie ticket. $17. And it's like so much false advertisement, guys, because what are you telling me? When I was buying my ticket, why did they say it was $13, right? They said it was $13, right? And then after I click pay, it goes up to $17. What do you mean? That makes no sense. How did it go from 13 to 17? And you're like, taxes? It's not taxes, because they showed me 13 before taxes. But yeah, we're gonna see The Conjuring: The Last Rite. And the funny thing is, after I purchased my movie ticket to The Conjuring, I saw they're coming out, like another scary movie that I wanted to come out to see is already out in the theaters, but I'll just wait until that movie goes on like a free platform, so when I go home I can watch it, because I'm not going to the movie theaters 2 times for like consistent weeks. I rarely go to the theaters just because it's the Uber money that adds up for me. Gotta pay for Ubers. 1 minute. I need tissue. Wait a second. Okay, guys, we are good. What are we saying? Kat said, Nevaeh said, I don't really have a go-to song you like to sing a lot. Okay, nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, singing a lot's fun too. Kat said, okay, you got a pulled pork. Ooh, and macaroni cheese plate. That sounds good, even though I don't eat pork. It sounds good. That's the thing about me and beef and stuff. Or like chicken. Well, I eat chicken, but me with foods that I don't eat, when you guys describe it, it definitely sounds good. Or does that mean I'm hungry? So like anything will sound good. I don't know, but that sounds good, Cats. Ooh, you got scallion pancakes? Nice. That's like Asian food or Indian. I've seen it on TikTok. It looks good. No, I didn't see your comment about the air on the train. Hey, JJ, how are you doing today? What's the air like in the train? Does it smell weird? I'm sure it smells weird. That's why I always walk with my mask, guys, especially in public transportation. Oh, it's stuffy. Oh, the AC's not on. Nevaeh said, okay, you already saw The Conjuring. Yes, please don't spoil it for me. Thank you so much. Please don't spoil it for me. Rake said, I don't do ghost haunted paranormal. Okay, you don't do those stuff. Okay. Understandable, yeah, but I can totally understand people's perspective. I guess it's too close to home for you. You just don't like being scared. Like I said, and you know what? I distinctively chose, like, I chose the movie's kind of, it's not late, but, like, it's not that I would have preferred an earlier time, but, like, my theater is only showing, I went with the first show, so that's the time that they chose, like, 1 p.m. So, I've heard that the movie's really scary, so I was happy to see that the theater has other people in there. Hopefully they come, because the thing about me seeing a scary movie, like I said, all the other Conjure movies that I've seen, it's always been with my mom. So, like, even though it's scary, I've always watched a scary movie with my mom. I hate watching scary movies in a theater by myself. Like, I can watch a scary movie in my room by myself, but my room is small. I'll be underneath my blanket. I can, like, huddle up. But in a theater, it's just so big, the movie theater. But, like, I'm happy that at least, even though they're strangers, at least I'm happy that they have, at least, it's probably, like, 5 other people in the theater I saw. So hopefully they're not one of those people to dress up, because I've seen people doing that, and that's going to be really scary. But I'll let you guys know what I think about it when I see it tomorrow. So movie's at 1 p.m. So I'm not sure what time my mom's going to stream for y'all. I have to ask her. Hopefully she doesn't answer the phone saying, what you want again? But I'll ask her what time she's going to stream for y'all. So if she streams around 12 p.m., that'll replace my 12 p.m. stream that I normally do for you guys on Saturday, or will normally be doing for you guys on Saturday. But if my mom streams after 12 p.m., I'll stream at 12 p.m. still. Okay, I'm confusing y'all because I'm confusing myself. So let me tell you how the streaming schedule is going to work tomorrow. I have it saying that I will stream at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. If my mom streams for you guys at 12 p.m. or around 12 p.m., like 12:30, 12:15 tomorrow, I will not be streaming for y'all tomorrow around 12 p.m., all right? It'll be my mom. If my mom doesn't stream around 12 p.m. for y'all, I will stream for you guys at 12 p.m., but it's probably only going to be like a 50-minute or 30-minute stream because I got a movie at 1 p.m. And then later on, my mom will stream for y'all today, all right? So that's how the streaming schedule is going to work. If I confused you, do apologize. Just so you guys know, there will be a stream tomorrow, whether my mom is streaming or myself. So make sure you subscribe with your post notifications turned on, all right? My mom's going to do a makeup live stream for y'all, so you're going to see her get, like, all the makeup. Hopefully it looks good. Yeah. Her face is going to change. Hopefully it looks good. Drake said, but I'm having, fried chicken with some string beans, potatoes, and Spanish rice. Okay. That sounds good. You guys are eating good. That sounds good. Let's get it to the point in the semester where you guys are making me jealous of the food that you're eating. And we haven't even been here long. It's literally wow, really? Oh, no, I read ahead because I like it's the 4th week already. I read ahead to the 4th week because it's the 3rd week. So let's end in the 3rd week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, snap, bro. No, we're going into the 5th week. So this was the 4th week that passed. Hey, nice. I got a 10-week semester. We only got 10 more weeks to go. It's a lot. We have 11 more weeks to go. My academic calendar is sus. But, yeah. So it's getting to the point of semester where my mom's food is ending. So when you guys tell me what you're eating, I'm like, okay. I'm low-key a little bit jealous of y'all. But, enjoy it. I still have one bowl of my mom's food left. So I'll save that. Nevaeh said, okay, you're having wings. All right, nice. Ribs, enjoy it. I've never had that. Steak, never had that either. Enjoy it. Okay, with some corn and mashed potatoes. Very nice, very nice. Protein pack meal. Kat said, Mia, have you watched Goodwill Hunting? No, I've never seen that one. It's a movie based in Boston. Okay. It has Robin Williams, the OG genie from Aladdin. They have an original Aladdin movie? You mean the cartoon Aladdin, or they had another live make one? And there's a famous scene with him on the train. I think about it when I'm on the train. I have to watch the movie. I've never seen it. I took a screenshot. Well, you know what, Drake? I understand if I confuse you guys, because I confuse myself as well. So to summarize, a live stream will occur tomorrow at 12 p.m. All right, a live stream will occur tomorrow at 12 p.m. Either my mom or myself will be responsible for that live stream. All right, so that's all you guys should remember. I was going into too much detail for y'all, and that confused me, and it confused y'all too. Sorry about that. But a live stream will occur tomorrow at 12 p.m. But you may see my face, or you may see my mom's face. Said, consider yourself taken away from the United States to Africa. What in the world are you talking about, dude? Or female? Dude is gender neutral in my book. What are you? I'm confused. What? What? Nevaeh said, I'm gonna go do more karaoke and practice because I'm singing for my church. Oh, okay, on Sunday night. And I won't be there. Wait, and I won't. Okay, I'm saying won't means want. Okay, typo. Then you don't want the stream to distract. Okay. All right. Pleasure having you on, Nevaeh. Hopefully I see you in the next live stream or the comment section of my full nutritional YouTube video or YouTube shorts. Have a great rest of your day, Nevaeh. Always a pleasure when you're on. For everyone else remaining on the live stream, welcome. I'm uniquely Mia, also known as Mia. I show you what my life is like. All ideas are welcome as long as we communicate to each other in a kind of videos, Eat With Me technology videos, days in life as a grad student, and so much. So do consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and joining the Uniquely Me community. Drake said, just somebody trying to be racist but can't coherent sentence. Start parking, but they meant packing. Okay. Thanks for the clarification, Drake. No, I kind of inferred that a little. Like that was out there. That's what I'm saying. And guys, be careful. Be careful who, and I'm just saying it, right? Have you guys been on TikTok? And if you haven't been on TikTok, I'm going to tell you anyway. Be careful what you say on people's stream, particularly Uniquely Mia live stream and other people's stream when it comes to saying racial slurs, all right? There's this guy. He's a streamer on like TikTok or Twitch. He streams on, I think it's TikTok he streams on. And there's this guy, he streams on TikTok, right? And he was doing a stream about Pokemon cards, all right? He was doing a stream about Pokemon cards. And literally, somebody came on his live stream. They called him the N-word, right? You know what that streamer did? He went to that person's account. What did I tell you? He went to that person's account. He found that person's name, where that person worked. He got that person fired. It was a big thing. And shout out to that streamer for doing that, because why? I don't understand when people come on live streams and they feel comfortable or they feel the need to say a racial slur to somebody. No, that is unacceptable, and that is terrible, and that's just unacceptable and extremely disrespectful. And as I always tell you guys, I'm always telling you guys as my supporters, don't say racial slurs, but don't confess to crimes or anything like that on the live streams. Don't commit crimes, period. But yeah, if there's something that you don't want law enforcement to know, or if you don't want, or you do something that's going to get you fired from your job, don't do that on the live stream, or don't confess to that information on the live stream. Because if the government and if a regular individual needed to find out who you really are, best believe they can do that. Why? Because I'm assuming your YouTube account is connected to your real email. Your real email is connected to who you are, or your phone number or something. So yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Really want to throw that out there. But like, that was just a very funny, it wasn't even funny, but like, it was just like, it was like it's like such a good video because like somebody come on the stream and they're being totally disrespectful and they think they're gonna get away with it. And then that streamer really showed them. That was great. But I wish I remember the TikToker's name. But I think about me, I'm like, if I see your video for the first time, I'm not somebody to look at the username. But if I see your video consistently, then I'll look at the username. So I'm really bad at that, but I did follow the person. I do know that for sure. I be following random people though because subscription and following is free. So I'm not stingy with my following or withholding at all. But how's everyone doing? Thank you so much, Desert. Glad you say my time is appreciated. Really appreciate that. And thank you everyone for being on the live stream as well. You guys don't have to be here. You are never getting your time back that you are going to be on this live stream. So welcome back. What are we saying? Your smile is more beautiful than 1,000 sunsets. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. Fall in love with this amazing girl. Okay, welcome back, cats. Glad you could tune back in. Drake said, even if you think you're incognito, or being that discreet, the account can still be linked. No, 100%. Yeah, the account can definitely still be linked back to you. Yup, that is true, Drake. And like, it's connected to like IP addresses and all that random stuff. So yeah, that is true. So like social media isn't out. That's why I don't sometimes understand cyberbullying and things like that, because yes, social media is a great place. I love social media, really do. I'm able to show my life. I'm able to show you guys my life on social media, post content that I want to see, post content that you guys request. And without social media, we wouldn't have built a positive community here on YouTube where everyone is welcome for their positivity and uniqueness. However, social media is very dangerous as well. Expose children and adults to negative information. It can give people false comfort and saying they can say whatever they want to say, no matter how disrespectful it is. And that's why when we're on social media, I keep the same personality. The personality you guys see on social media, my family see it. My acquaintances that I meet, my coworkers, they see the same exact personality because that's who uniquely Mia is. I feel like when we look at concepts like cyberbullying and harassment and stuff like that happen on social media, that is crazy because, and like people saying a whole bunch of random things, that's unacceptable. And that's really crazy to me. That's really crazy to me because the main way I see about it, if you're not going to say this to somebody in person, you shouldn't say it, period. That's what I say. But hey, Naz, yes, human, what's your question? Hey, Kai, glad you could be here. How's your day going today, Kai? I'm uniquely Mia, also known as Mia, and I'm a dual degree grad student in public administration and criminal justice, and you are welcome for your positivity and uniqueness. Feel free to let me know. Would you Thank you so much, Desert. I'm glad that you love my confidence. I love my confidence as well. So we're writing out a motivational message for the week. We're changing out the color. You see purple. Hey, welcome back, Evan. What are we saying? Hey, Mia, you're still on? Yes, we are still going strong with the stream. What'd you eat for dinner, Evan? Hey, Kai, glad you thought it was a killer introduction. All right. So the only thing new I added was that I love my confidence as well. So I feel like you want me to add that into other streams, what you're telling me. Is that good? It belongs in other streams for my introduction. Okay. Thank you for that feedback. For sure, I can do that. But how are you doing today, Kai and everyone else? Hey, Holy, glad you could be here. I'm doing good. Question. Didn't you have a question for me, human? Yes, what's your question for me, human? Hey, Holy Cat. I'm doing good. How are you doing today? All right. The motivational message for the snap a doodle doo. Ah! Oh snap, bro. Oh my god. Oh my good lord. Oh snap, that's bad. It's okay. We're gonna okay. It's okay. Hey Rena. How are you doing? Glad you could be here. You look okay. I'm getting a Stray Kids comment all the time. I will definitely do some research into that one day. All right, Desert Channel, it was a pleasure having you on. Hopefully I see you in the next live stream or the comment section of my Full Nutritional YouTube video or YouTube short. Have a great day, Desert. Good night. Holy said, how old am I? It's the glory of God to conceal a matter and the honor of kings and queens to seek out the answer. That essentially means I'm not telling you my age. If you want to know my age, like the video, turn on your post notifications, go to my YouTube homepage, click playlist, and watch my Washington, D.C. birthday adventure videos. Trust me, if you pay attention, my age will be disclosed to you. What do you mean by that 14 points, my big dig? What? Yeah, I don't know what that is. You do have my number, Desert. How are you texting me, Desert? This is my phone number. One of my phone numbers for sure. So more than 5,000 people have my phone number, Desert. It's a lot of people, for sure. It's a lot of people. Glad you like my features on my face. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. My nails are still drying. I put the nail polish on. It's like definitely has pretty high. That's what I'm saying. It was a good polish, but like I feel like the coats could have been definitely thinner. It built up my nail bed for sure. Built it up. I want to try builder gel one day. If you guys don't know what builder gel is, it's like clear gel that you put on top of your nails, and they said it's supposed to make your polish sit higher. Only reason why I haven't tried builder gel, just because is gel nail polish, and my mom doesn't want me to use gel nail polish, so yeah. Okay, Drake said don't say that. All right, don't say that. I won't say it, Jake. Fine, don't answer. Don't comment that the person said about my features. Thank you so much, Kai. Thank you. Glad you like my nails. Yeah, if you want to see me doing my nails, Kai, just rewind the live stream. Or you could join Uniquely Mia's Friday live streams at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do my nails. Kat said, Mia, have you seen that documentary, Unknown Caller? I think I've seen advertisements for it, Kat, but I haven't seen the show. It's about a girl who gets harassed by a random number. Wow. They text horrible things and said that her boyfriend cheated on her. It was her mom. What? Oh my God. That is one plot twist. It was her mom who was harassing her? No, that mom had an extreme mental health condition for sure. Because what in your right mind would make you jealous of your own daughter? That doesn't make any sense to me. What? To harass your own daughter and text her those stuff? Wow. Kat said, hey, King of Tokyo, what's it like? You actually the King of Tokyo? What's your like palace like? Well, what's the features of the palace? What's the color pattern? Kat said, and the mom was saying that her boyfriend was saying that she stinks. What? And that he doesn't really want to be the girl's boyfriend. Her mom is literally insane. Wow. No, that's crazy. That's crazy, Kat. Well, I'll probably check it out and see if I can remember. Right. That's crazy. But I think I've seen an advertisement for sure. Unknown Caller, right? Okay. Happy streaming, Desert. You're gonna do great on your live stream. Excuse me. Hey, Gia. How are you doing today? Thank you so much, Love Rock, for your support. Really, really appreciate it. How are you doing today, Love Rock? Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to all Uniquely Mia supporters. Glad you're doing great today, Gia. What'd you plan on eating for dinner? I had Chick-fil-A today, so I got a strawberry milkshake. Yes, you went to the gym, yeah. Yes, you got a milkshake. I just wanted something sweet. Milkshake was my electrolytes, and it wasn't even that good, to be honest, but I drank it out. And then I got 8-piece chicken nuggets with some french fries, so chicken nuggets was kind of sus. I don't think it was, like, fried properly, at least one of them, so I didn't eat that. The fries, it was good. It was salty. Once again, the salt gave me energy, I think. So that was good. I can't join your live stream, Desert, because I'm streaming on my stream. But for sure, I think I'm subscribed to you. One day, if I see you're streaming, I'll definitely try to join your stream. Drake said, I watched this movie, Spiral the other day. It's a Saw spinoff. Did I see that? What's it, Spiral? I don't know. The name sounds a little bit familiar. Then again, horror movies. But, you know, you said you saw Saw. If it's anything like Saw, Drake, I can't do it. Because Saw, I've seen a lot of movies. And I will say, out of these that I started and never actually finished, particularly the franchise, was Saw. I just couldn't do it. It was so gory. Like, literally 5 minutes into the first movie, Drake and Saw, somebody is grabbed, and then they wake up, and then they got 5 to 10 minutes of the first movie. When I saw that, I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is a horror movie or a gore movie. I had to leave. But Spiral definitely sounds, the name. I'm trying to Google it so I can see the cover. Because normally if I don't remember the name of the movie, like seeing what the cover looks like is gonna refresh my memory. No, I didn't see that. It came out in 2021. Yeah, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, guys, forgot. So starting Sunday, because I need to get money, starting on Sunday, I'm going to embark on a challenge. My mom gave me an idea for the challenge, and I want you guys, hopefully, if you guys want, you could join me on the challenge. So I'll tell you Queen Mother's challenge. So her challenge for herself is, she has like her own Facebook thing, so I guess she's doing her own challenge with her friends. So, my mom says she's going to be saving $30 a day until December 31st. So she said December 31st, starting today on September 12th, is 111 days away. So my mom said she's going to be saving $30 a day, all right? And she said by the end, she's going to use the money however she wants to use it by December 31st. Then she was like, you save $30 a day. And I'm like, I don't got money to save $30 a day. I got money, but I don't have that much to save $30 a day. So then I went down to $5, and I was like, I'm going to save $5 a day. And then I did the math. That's not, like, it's in law, but, like, I want more than that. So at the end of the year, if I'm saving money every day. So I upped it to $10 a day. So Uniquely Mia will be saving $10 a day, $10 a day, starting on Sunday, because I need cash, because I'm going to film it with me putting the money in the jar, and I need to take money out. So on Sunday, Uniquely Mia, September 14th, Uniquely Mia will start saving $10 a day, all right? So we put it in the jar, and I'll upload it on, like, YouTube Shorts, showing you guys me, like, every day putting it in the jar for you guys. And, yeah. I say every day. I feel like maybe it more so will be at the end of each month. I don't know, just because I get paid at the end of each month. So I need to make sure there's money in my account before we draw it. But, we'll figure it out. But I know for sure, starting on Sunday, I'm going to have cash, and I'll put a jar, $10 in the bottle every day. And, we'll save it, and we'll see if we can be consistent with it. And at the end of the year, my mom said we can use the money however we want. I'm not going to spend it. There's nothing I want currently in this moment of time. I'll just have. I like doing that. I prefer to save my money via cash, even though it's good because my mom invests my money. So it is good that way, but, like, I like physically seeing cash and I feel like nobody can really move around my cash without me know what's happening when I have cash. So I'm going to be doing that, $10 a day. And if you guys want to join me on this challenge, we can hold each other accountable. I won't really know if you do it. You can tell me you're doing it, you're lying. But $10 a day, I feel like it's very feasible. I think it's feasible to save $10 a day, especially if you have a full-time job. Like, I don't have a full-time job, and I can save $10 a day. So, if you guys want to join the challenge with Uniquely Mia, I'm starting mine September 14th. You can start yours today. If you have cash on you right now, you can do that today. I do have cash, but, like, it's outside the challenge. But, so yeah, $10 a day starting September 14th. We're going to be saving that in a bottle. Maybe this bottle, we're going to clean it, and we'll put the money in here. Yeah, we'll get a water bottle, and we'll put the money in a water bottle, and we'll start saving it September 14th. And with that money, depending on how much you save, because for me, I'm saving $10 a day, right? So, I think that's about, I'm going to start on September 14th, so I think that's like 100 and maybe like, 100 days, let's say. Well, on 14th to December 31st, how many days? All right, so we're gonna let Google tell us. Okay. Why Google always gotta be lazy when you don't want her to be lazy? Like, where's my quick answer? I'm trying to figure out how many days are between September 14th and December 31st. 1 second, guys. Okay, so between September 14th and December 31st, that's 108 days. So let's say you're like my mom and you have enough money where you can save $30 a day like my mom. That's a lot of money. At the end of the year, you will have $3,240. What? Imagine you start saving at the start of the year. Now I want to start saving at the start of the year. So that's how much money. So if you are like my mom, if you start saving $30 a day starting on Sunday until December 31st, you will have $3,240. All right? What happened? So, with that money, you could donate it to a charity if you want. You can buy yourself a designer item if that's your forte. You can spend money going on vacation. You could definitely go on a vacation with that money for sure. I've never planned a vacation, but I feel like that's definitely more than enough money depending on where you're going. Buy an airline ticket with that money. So you can definitely do, and I feel like $30 is feasible because I go outside and I spend I went outside the other day, I spent $50 on a doll in one day. So, I mean, I can't save $50 every day. I can't spend $50 every day, but if you have a full-time job, I feel like $30 is very feasible. But for me, I don't have a full-time job, and my mom allocates another portion of money to other stuff. So my goal is a day. So I can save $10 a day, and I'll do that until the end of the year. At the end of the year, starting on Sunday, if I save from Sunday to December 31st, I'll have $1,080. That's enough for me to get what I want. I'm talking about I want to budget and I want to save money. I don't got to budget anything. I just got to save $10 a day, and I'll be fine. So, and if you wanted to do $5 a day, so that's $540. I guess a lot, but I want more than that, so that's why we're doing $10 a day. So at the end of the year, I will have $1,080. So yeah. So yeah. And I feel like financial transparency is good, so I'll go ahead and I'll tell you guys how much money I make. So I'm a graduate research assistant, and I make $600 a month. All right. So every month, while I'm in the world of academia, I make $600 a month for my GRA position. So and from that GRA position, my mom she invests a total of $200. About 210, I actually think it is. That's how much. And then also I pay my own phone bill, so that's $40 a month. So how much is that? That's $250. All right. So my mom's already taking $210 out of my bank account. I'm already spending $40 in it. So that's $250 every month that's leaving my bank account from that $600, right? So yeah. 600. I can't do math. Yeah. So that means from that stipend every month, I have $350 left. So, yeah. And then, let's say there's 31 days in a month. Yeah. The only concern about that, saving $10 a month, which I did tell my mom about, is that my bank account's going to be really low because I'll be withdrawing the cash from my bank account to put in the bottle because some months have 31 days, and 31 days with $10 a day is about $310 a month you need to take out. So that's the only thing that I don't like about that challenge, is that my bank account is going to be is not going to be quote unquote high, because I normally save my money in my bank account without touching it, but it'll be cool to see the cash in front of you. So yeah, it's very, very feasible, guys. And if you want to join the Unique Lumia challenge where we're saving money, even if it's $1, if you want to do that, I mean, we'll have much at the end of the year, but if you want to save $1 every day until December 31st, you can definitely do that. And we can hold each other accountable, because like I said, anytime I drop $10 in the jar, I'm going to let you guys know. I'll do a YouTube shorts, and I'll hold you accountable and you hold me accountable, because every week since I'm starting on Sunday, every Sunday we'll drop like $10 in a bottle every Sunday. We'll save the money together, and then by the end of the year we'll do a check-in. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. Let me see what you're saying. Hey Jay, Kat said, I think my comments got, oh no, shout out, man. Why? What happened? Evan said, Cats, I've been having the same issues with Mia stream, a lot of words. You know what probably happened? Not that I'm saying you guys are typing anything like that, but just be very careful what you're typing and the way you phrase it. Because the only thing that I did on my end as a content creator, I did ban certain words from being typed on the stream. And that's just like, I don't think you guys are typing anything like that, but like, I don't know, negative words, like, I don't know, racial slurs. I don't think you guys are typing that, but that's what I have tried to ban, like negative words, calling people ugly for some reason. I think I banned that. Yeah. That's, and I also put in something saying like, yeah. So that's the only thing that I did. And you can see like the full list of words that I banned and the full guidelines that I've banned. If you go to like my YouTube homepage and you click like one of my YouTube shorts, you'll see like Uniquely Mia's rules in the comments. So those are the only type of like words or things that I banned. So I don't think you or Evan are typing. I don't think Evan, you or Cats are typing anything like that. But then again, I don't know what you're trying to type. So that's the only reason that comes to my head. Maybe why your comments may not be coming through. But if you're not typing anything like that, I really don't know. Evan said, damn, it is $350 is a low amount for food. I'd say like $350 a month for food. That's a lot to me. I mean, depends if you eat out. I mean, if you go grocery shopping, hopefully if you spend $300 a month for food, hopefully that lasts you longer. But I don't know. Hey, 2020, quick question. You don't need to answer. What's the best mommy voice you can do? Okay. Kat said, I mean, I'll do $5 a day just because I'm not really saving for anything. Okay, yeah, 100%. $5 a day is good because if you start on Sunday, Cats, 108 days. What did I say? How much you'll have? You'll have $540. So that's good too. You could definitely get some cool stuff with $500. Evan said 350. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let me read up. Hey, Cam. Oh, you're done. Okay, you're done with your assignments. Hopefully it went smoothly, Cam. What did you miss? I said I was going. I did my nails. Said I'm gonna go see The Conjuring soon. And then I said that I'm starting a new challenge. So starting on Sunday, this Sunday, September 14th, I will be saving $10 a day until December 31st. So I wanted to like extend the challenge to you guys as well if you want to hop onto that challenge and save some money together with Uniquely Mia. And then at the end of the year, all the money that you have saved, you can spend however you want to spend. If you want to buy a designer item, if you want to go on vacation with that money, if you want to donate it to a charity, buy a new phone, whatever, however amount you want to save, do that. And I said we'll hold each other accountable. So every Sunday, I will be like dropping $10 in a bottle, and posting a video for you guys. So you can do $10, you can do $5. My mom is doing $30 a day. So if she's consistent, by the end of the year, she'll have $3,000. With me, $10 a day, I'll have like about $1,010. With with $5 a day, you'll have about like $540. So you can make it flexible for whatever amount you want to save. But more of the story is try to save some money, because I feel like it's very feasible for sure. It's definitely possible. What happens to us in modern society, though, I feel like we're used to plastic. I'm used to plastic. Like my debit card's like plastic. That's what I call it. So we like, I mean, some people see their bank account. I don't necessarily see my bank account, but like we're used to having our money in our account, so you don't really know how much you have. And sometimes you'll go outside and you'll buy stuff, and you're probably even spending more than that on like unnecessary things, like maybe clothes you don't need, or like, I don't know, something you don't need. You're probably spending more. So like if you take like $5 out a day, you can definitely do that. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. Evan said, Mia, you make me see life in a different way. What happened? See life in a different way. I should definitely try to save more if I can do it. I can too. If you can do it, I can do it too. Yeah, and it's like it's $10. I feel like you can definitely, or $5. You can definitely do $5, if not 10, for sure. Evan said, I'm gonna try to do more homemade meals. Evan said, you can't add now. Cam said, wait, but isn't the jar thing the same as leaving it? It is. It really is, Cam. Personally for me, it's the same thing, but personally for me, I prefer the idea of me having cash. For me, I prefer having cash and saving it in a jar because I have a great mom. She's wonderful. She is so wonderful. But she tends to invest my money. She says when my bank account starts getting over a certain amount, she likes to invest it or move it around. And I love that she's doing that for my future self. I love that she's doing that for my future self. But I'm my present self, okay? So I prefer to have cash, even though my mom's like, your money's not growing when you have cash. I prefer to have cash because I can see my cash and nobody's touching my cash. All right. And when I have my debit card, I tend to go outside and I don't recklessly spend, but when I spend on stuff with my debit card, I know I don't buy stuff every day. So if something costs like $50, $60, I'll buy it because I know I don't buy stuff every day. So if I see something that's expensive sometimes, if my mom's like, hey, you should get it, I'll buy it. And that can not make you bad at money management, but that makes you not know how much money you have in your account, if that makes sense. So that's why for me, I'm going to be using physical cash. But for sure, Cam, if you look at your bank account 100% and you manage your own stuff 100%, you can definitely do it online too. Like just put it in its own account, and you can definitely do the digital version as well. Drake said, wait, so Mia, did you type out a curse word? I don't. I want to tell you to try type a curse word to see if it comes through, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised by myself if I banned curse words from the chat. But you can try and type one out. Don't do the ridiculous ones, but you can try and type one out, Drake, and see if it comes through for sure. Evan said, and it's the uniquely, and I feel like the cash too in the bottle, even though we can do it the physical version, it's like the uniquely me a water bottle challenge so we can see the money add up. I don't know. I say I'm putting in a water bottle. I probably won't because how am I going to get the money out? I don't want to cut the money when I want to get it out. So I have to get something else to put it in. I could put it in my Bible. I already got money in my Bible. I could do that. But I don't know. We'll find something to put it in. Something clear though. So that way we can actually see it accumulate and grow. Evan said, I don't use any swears profanities. I think ugly is banned. Ugly is banned universally because I've tried to call people that word and it only failed. Okay, so I did ban ugly. All right. Excuse me. Kat said I'll use Venmo and stuff to save money because it goes to a different account. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys my mom's my financial advisor. That's how I like to describe her. She's my financial advisor, and I created my bank account when I was really young. So she's always just had not control, but she's always had discretion or access over that stuff. So she still has it, and I'm fine with that for sure. So that's why that's why sometimes you hear me speak about cash more than digital version because I like to see my stuff instead. Evan said, but you can definitely save it virtually too if you want digitally, but because like I said, guys, I'm just saving mine via a water bottle, but if you want to do it, I encourage you to do it via water bottle as well. But at the end of the day, you save it how you want to save it because I mean, all I can do is ask if you guys have done it. I'm not over your shoulder seeing if you actually save money that way. So yeah. Evan said, so you can spend up to $87 per week, but would you say you spend $50 on groceries? I don't buy my groceries every week, Evan, and my mom, she buys my groceries for me. So shout out to my mom for that. So I don't have to budget buying groceries into my I'm very blessed. I will say that. So shout out to my mom. I am very blessed where if I want to go to the supermarket and buy groceries, I can only go to Walmart, but my mom's the one buying that for me. And I'll pay rent. My mom's the one who's if I go home, I mean, I guess I pay rent. I'm living on campus. I take out loans for that. But when I'm home, my mom, at this current moment of time, my mom doesn't ask me to pay rent to be at home or anything like that. So, yeah, my expenses, no matter how minimal it is minimal, but it's not to the severity or level that other people who don't have the support of their parents have to do it, if that makes sense, or have to pay. So I don't go to the grocery store every week, Evan. Like I didn't go last week. I think I went the week prior. I really can't remember. I'm going next week, and maybe $40. I try not to spend more than $50. I don't like when the bill goes higher than $50, even though I'm not the one buying groceries. So yeah, I don't really know how much I spend on groceries weekly though. Kat said, it was another comment about the creepy mom. Oh, harassing her daughter. Oh, and acting like she was dating her boyfriend. Oh no. Ugh. I don't know, yeah, but restart your device. I feel like sometimes when YouTube live streaming your comments are acting up, I think restarting it is definitely helpful. Cam said, hey, Cats. Evan said, my grandmother is to blame for my bad spending habits. Kat said, I'll just move $35 every Sunday. Yeah, exactly. You could definitely do that digitally. To your Venmo and then not touch it. Cam said, oh, so it's basically like yes, exactly, Cam. It's like the envelope challenge for sure. Okay. And my mom did do the envelope challenge one time, but I don't know if she was doing that. She was doing it. Yet now, you can easily tap your phone or card, but you have to physically go to get cash, so it's easier to forget about it, not use it. Yeah, exactly. That is true too. And that's why when my mom initially told me about that challenge, I was like, I can't do it. Like, how am I going to get the cash? Because everything's digital. But then I found somewhere on campus where I could do that. So we can actually participate in the challenge now. So it's going to start on Sunday. So make sure you subscribe, post notifications turned on, because Sunday after the gym, we'll go get the cash, and then we'll get started with the live stream, saving the money. So yeah. Jake said, I'm the opposite. If I have cash, I'll spend it more. Really? Like, I can understand that. Sometimes I'm like that, but I feel like it's easier for me to, yeah, sometimes I'm like that, depending on how much I'm spending sometimes. Have cash, I'll spend it more. If it's in the bank, I love spending it. I love seeing high balance. No, like, I love seeing my balances. And, like, high is different for everybody, for real. High is different for everybody, but, like, you know what your low is sometimes. So, yeah. If it's a bank, I love seeing high balances and don't want to go under a certain amount. No, so exactly. That's going to be the main challenge with this challenge for me. Because normally I leave my cash in my bank account. I just let it add up. So the main challenge of me is, like, I know when I'm taking out the money, it's going to literally go down. That it's probably going to be the lowest balance I have ever had, which is scary. But we're doing it for the challenge. At the end of the challenge, I'll probably just deposit everything back in. So yeah. Evan said, I sold a lot. Wait, people were deleting comments. What's happening? I sold a lot of old clothes and made about $1K. Very nice, which I thought was good for secondhand clothes. No, that's definitely good for secondhand clothing. I bought a whole suitcase to thrift shops in New York, guys. I live streamed the process. Literally, I think I made like $20 and I sold. It was bad. I donated half of the clothes to Goodwill. Like, literally. Cam said, same Drake. When I go under a certain amount, I start to rethink all my purchases. No, exactly. And as my bank account grows, the amount changed for me to grow under, so it costs a constant battle. Yep. I will say though, I do love higher education. I do love graduate school. I will say though, I made more as a freshman. I had a lot of jobs as a freshman. I had two part-time jobs. So my paycheck was a lot more as a freshman. It was a lot more. So I don't miss it. The only thing, if you were to ask Uniquely Mia one thing, what do you miss about being a freshman? I miss that I was able to have so many on-campus jobs, which provided me with, it wasn't a lot, majorly amount of income, but it was more than $600 a month for sure. So I do miss that about being an undergrad student for sure. But then again, when you're a higher education, you can't have a lot of jobs, they say. So we want to get the good grades, right? So that's why we do it, to get the good grades. But my favorite ever was when I was an intern in New York as a high school student, when I worked at MTA. Oh my gosh. When I was an intern, guys, at MTA, my bi-weekly paycheck, I was in heaven. That was so great. Even my mom, I remember the first day, I distinctly remember it. The first like 2 weeks that I worked at that internship, my mom literally called me up from my room because she was looking at my bank account. She was like, look how much you made. And I was like, what? I actually made that much? So, yeah. That's why I do it, guys. That's why Uniquely Mia goes through the educational process. Because one day she will be hired at a corporation. And her paycheck every week or bi-weekly will be, it probably won't be much to you guys, but from going from my stipend to whatever my full-time job is going to pay me, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be great until it's not. And we'll supplement and we'll acquire positions and promotions and a lot like that. So, yeah. The higher you can education, the less you make for a while. And that, I guess it makes sense a little bit. Because they say that with doctors, too. They say, like, when you're a doctor, when you're going through residency, they said doctors get paid so terrible when you're in medical school and residency, and then when you graduate from med school and residency, they said that's when you make a lot. Like, I'm not a doctor, and well, I could be a doctor one day, not a medical doctor, but in this current moment of time, I'm not a doctor. However, I'm a grad student, so I am getting like a postgraduate degree. So I'm not making a lot now, but when I graduate, God's gonna be with me, and we're gonna be good, guys. Evan said, an old-fashioned habit of saving money is actually doing gym at home. Really? Okay. I have a big house, and I can afford to set up a treadmill or do workout videos. Very nice, very nice. Drake said Cam and Drake are just alike. Nice. Evan said I bought an Instant Pot to save money. Okay, to save yourself money. Okay, it should work. You tend to eat leftovers now. Okay, nice. So that's definitely saving a lot. Cam said, the only time I will stop worrying about money is when I'm a millionaire, truly. No, for sure. Because you can blow 50 to 100K or more easily if you don't have a strict mindset or money. No, that is so true. That is so true. But, like, for me, yes, being a millionaire would be awesome. I will always strive to be a millionaire. I will always strive to be a millionaire. But just for me personally, I feel like there's a lot of people, not talking about you, Cam, but like you gave me an example to talk about, but like I totally agree with that statement when, like, if I ever make millionaire status, or when I make it to millionaire status, but I am realistic with my goals, that's the only time you're not going to stress. But I feel like being a millionaire brings its own stressors too, because I feel like millionaires, because when you're a millionaire, your mindset has to change. I feel like to even get to the level of being a millionaire, our mindset is different. It's going to change. So, like, when you get that millions, you probably won't even feel like you have enough. So for me, yes, it would be wonderful if I could make $1 million. But I just want to be, I always say, I want to be financially stable and above. Because if you're financially stable, guys, you don't got to worry about, like, your basic needs, like housing, like food, like things like that. And if you're financially stable and you're above that stability, you got excess money. So, like, realistically, all right, the future of Uniquely Me, what does it look like after Uniquely Me goes through her school and it has all her degrees? Realistically, the only people who I will be taking care of is myself and my mom, literally. Like, whether I'm making 6 figures, if I have to start out with maybe, like, I don't know, 80, 90,000 before I get to my 100,000, 200,000, it's fine. I'll do that. But realistically, those are the only 2 people I'll have to take care of when I reach that level of income. So I feel like that's gonna be a lot of money for me, and I'm not a big spender now at all. So sometimes, yes. So yes, I feel like that's what gives me comfort when I go through my educational process and I'm like, hey, this sucks so much. This is so stressful. I'm like, and my mom's like, sometimes I say that to my mom sometimes, and she's like, be happy that you're in education, because some people have to stress over their job. And I look at her, I'm like, at least they get paid for it. I'm not getting paid for nothing now. Like, I'm paying them to give me my degree. But then again, a new door of stressors open when nobody wants to hire me, because I got my degrees, but then nobody's hiring, which sucks. So I do agree, being a millionaire would be awesome, but like, just give me like high 90,000 to start off with. 80,000, I'll be happy, and I'll work my way up from that. I'll definitely be happy with that. Work my way up. What are we saying? Evan said, I tried to stop spending, and I went into a plummeting depression state. Oh no! And then once I spent, you feel normal without. Wow, 3 hours. Anyone help advice? Cam said some people get tons of money randomly and change their lifestyle completely. Yeah, so the money's gone quickly. Do agree with that. Drake said, I'm clumsy too. If I have $1,000 cash, you're gonna lose it. No, you're gonna lose it. No, when I was younger, I traumatized myself when I was younger. When I was younger, I had a DS. And you know, do you guys know what a DS was? It was like the Switch, because it's the same Nintendo company. So it was for one of my birthdays. I had a pink DS. I had like a Princess DS phone case. Not phone case. A Princess DS case with like $200 in it, because it was my birthday. So like people around me, that's when I used to get stuff. for people when I was younger for my birthdays, and then they don't talk to me anymore. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but it's okay. um, yeah, that's depressing. But anyway, yeah, they gave me money, they gave me a DS, and then I had a game, and then I lost it. Younger Uniquely Mia, I don't know how old it was. I was probably like 9 or 8, I think, and I lost it. I lost my DS. My mom said it was stolen because she said we went to somebody's house and they stole it, but I don't know. So it was either stolen or lost. And that traumatized me for the longest time because I was walking around my DS. I lost my money. I lost everything. Like, it was everything for me because I had a game, I had the cash, and everything was in there. I was so happy when and at that point in time, I only owned the DS for maybe like 3 days and I lost it. Or it was stolen, my mom said. So from that moment of time, Drake, I was definitely traumatized for the longest time to walk around with cash because that wasn't cool. And then when I was younger, somebody used to take my cash in my house, which wasn't cool at all. So then I didn't like having cash. But then I started to collect cash again or have it, and that was good. Evan said, Mia, will still have those lands. You mean loans to pay back? I'm doing my master's and it's only 9K. However, the rate is like 1%. Well, shout out to you, Evan. That's very affordable rate. But is it British pounds or 9K US? Is it 9K US? But no, I see different videos. I feel like some schools in the UK, Evan, are definitely expensive because I see some people in the UK, they always complain about how much the education is. The degrees are in the UK. And then I hear two things about the UK education system. I hear that people say the UK education system, I don't know, Evan, you can correct me, but I hear people say, yes, it is affordable sometimes, depending on the school you go to, they say it's affordable. But they said the quality of education that you get in the UK, particularly for like master's degrees and postgraduate degrees, they said it's not good. That's what I hear people say. They said when they compare it to America, sometimes they're like in the UK, they like Americans who have gotten degrees in the UK, like master's degrees in the UK and US, this is what they say. So I don't know if it's true, Evan, but I guess you could tell me on your perspective about what you think about your degree program in the UK. But they have told me that like in the UK, when you get a graduate degree, the material isn't, the professors don't go in depth with the material like they do in America. They say that it's very flowery or like sugar coated. So most Americans say they like, yes, it's a great experience. They get to go to school abroad, but like it's not a good degree to actually, they don't feel like they're getting their value for their money, if that makes sense. Drake said, see, I manage my money well. You're not gonna go crazy, you gotta be smart 100%. Evan said, I know a guy in the US who had 500K in debt from his medical degree. Wow. But that's, that's why Uniquely Mia is making content on YouTube. Because like you said, Evan, education in America, no matter what school you go to, it ain't cheap. It really isn't. So hopefully, guys, with your continued support, with your comments, with your viewership, watch my YouTube live streams, full nutritional YouTube videos, and prior content, you guys are able to help me one day potentially pay off my student loan debt. So yeah, you guys would help me reach that goal for free just by sharing out the live stream to Uniquely Mia channel, and by engaging with the content, by watching it and leave comments, things like that. But hey, Kay, how are you doing today? Glad you could be here. Hey, Isma, glad you could be here. Kat said, I spent actual cash a lot less than if I had a card. Sometimes I panic if I only take cash out. I prefer to take both. I'm gonna try to spend cash only though. Yeah. Cam said, yes, Mia, the schools I'm attending pays more for the mass. Wow, they pay. Oh, they pay the GREs more. Oh no, for your program. Yeah, Mia, the school I'm attending pays more for the master's level GRE than the previous school did. I was, wow. Oh, they get so. Oh my God, bro. Really? They get that much? What? Wow, that's a major difference, Cam. With the amount of students this school has, they could definitely pay the GREs here a lot more. That's crazy. Wow. They rob. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. I mean, I'll take the GRE because I'm getting my tuition waiver, but like, wow, that's a big difference. I mean, it's not big, but like 600, 900, that's different. That's a larger gap for sure. And they don't even offer, I don't think they even offer the second tier here at this school. If they do, it's really rare to get it because I've asked about it. Nobody has it, or nobody was offering it. Evan said, USA salaries are good, but the debt is insane. But if the doctor has 100K in debt, they can pay it back in, it takes 10 years. Cam said, yes, my brother gets paid. Crap, my brother makes 4K a month. I mean, well, I guess, yeah. To me, it sounds like decent, but like for a doctor status, because you say your brother's a doctor, yeah, you'd be making more for sure. But next year when he should I have been a doctor? Oh my gosh, 35K a month. Wow, but 70 hours a week. Should I have been doctors? That's the question. I should have, but they go to school for so long. But like, still. You're really making me rethink my career path, Cam. You know what? A career pivot is not impossible for Unique Lumia. We'll see how this cycle goes for sure. We'll see how this cycle goes. People are gonna accept me, but if no one accepts me, I can do a whole pivot and go to med school. I'll be the age anyway. Wow. Okay. Well, shout out to your brother, Cam. That is something. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Evan said, a good saver is tacos. Okay, tacos and mints. Okay, dash of cheese and some. So Evan is providing food recommendations in the chat, guys. So if you guys want to save money, Evan is telling us what to cook to do that. This money talk is worse than the Labubu doll. Hey, Desert, welcome back. What are we saying? Would you mind installing Wi-Fi for me? Only $550. I don't know how to install Wi-Fi. Hey, Jay. Sorry if my audio is delayed. It's probably the internet. Oh, you see Cam's comments, Evan? I didn't know that. I just well, it's definitely different people for sure, Evan. I think like some people, they get the money, they don't change. Some people for sure, they get the money and change. Evan said our degrees as the standard is 9K pound. Evan said our degree won't work in the UK. Our degrees won't work in the UK. Yes, the standard is lower. I agree. But I can use my degree in the US as a So Evan, the degree that you're getting in the UK, you can't use it in the UK, but you can use it in the US, is what you're saying? That's interesting. What are you saying? But Mia, if you pay for degree, Evan asks, but remember, Mia, if you pay, I'm assuming 9K for a degree versus 30K in the US, of course, they will give you better curriculum content, right? Oh, you're asking me my opinion on that, if you, like, the value of education? No. I'm not a believer. I am not a believer that the more you pay for education, the better the quality of education is. I'm not a believer of that. I will say now, if I was going to a school like Harvard, would I be learning from experts in the field? Most likely, yes, but what makes them experts in the field? Because they most likely have a degree from Harvard. You're paying for the historical name of a degree, all right? I'm a strong believer like that because entrance or admissions into those Ivy schools for degree programs or like Harvard, Oxford, you can say for sure. That's in England, I know. They have an entrance exam, and the entrance exam, that's a barrier. That's a barrier that existed when that emerged most likely when minorities probably or females probably, who knows? It was a barrier that they implemented at some point in time to get into those degree fields and or to get into those schools because popularity is becoming more prominent, you can say. So yeah, I don't think that if you pay more money for your degree, that necessarily means that you're learning better content. What I do think is, if you're paying more money for a degree, like to get into Harvard, I'm paying more money. Like, guys, I'm not applying to Harvard, but like, if I ever were to apply for Harvard, and I were to get into Harvard or any Ivy, if I get into Brown, if I get into Harvard, if I get into Columbia, if I get into Yale, I could be the brokest person ever. I'm going to that school. If I have to put myself in debt, I'm going to that school. You know why? Like, if I have to put myself in severe debt, I already have student loan debts, but if I have to put myself in more debt, I'm going to that school. You know why? You're paying for the name. As soon as I graduate from that school, I'm getting a job that's going to be paying me a lot of money. All right? It's going to get my first job. And that first job will be a great job where I could grow for that job and reach that millionaire status quicker. All right? So I don't think you, in America, in my opinion at least, you're not paying for the quality of education. You're paying for the name of the school you go to. And like, yeah. It's like for me, like when yeah, I'm not gonna tell you the school, but yeah. So, yeah. So, because when I was applying to schools, I got accepted into a good school. It's like, but it was I applied, I was accepted. It was like an HBCU. It was like a prominent HBCU. I didn't go there because like I'm like, yeah, it's a good school. It's prominent in the HBU community. But like my mom and I just talked about it. We're like, hey, it ain't Harvard. It's not Yale. We're not going into debt for that school. So an Ivy is the only school I will ever willingly go into debt for. So when I was getting my graduate degree and undergrad degree, I went with the most affordable route. And the school in which I chose, yes, I did have to take student loans for it. Yes, I do have student loan debt because of that. But it was like the most affordable option that had like a good reputation that I could afford, where I didn't have to go into severe debt. But I do have student loan debt, so it is a form of debt. But like an Ivy, you're paying for the name, and I'm paying for that name for sure. So yeah. Kat said, Mia, maybe you should stream later on Fridays because more people okay are active. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying, Kat. So start the stream a little later. Okay. I can definitely take that in consideration for sure. Either start it later or stay on a little later on Fridays. All right, thanks for pointing that out, Kat. Excuse me. Okay. So, 2 ways to get into an Ivy school that has a good reputation, guys. Your parents either got to be really wealthy, all right? They donate into the advisory board, so no matter what your scores are, you're getting in with your last name. Or you got to be very smart, all right? And when I say smart, it's not in terms of like your intelligence. You got to be very smart in terms of being able to know the type of standardized test that you're taking and know the system to get good scores on those standardized tests that you're taking. So, yeah. That's what you got to do. Hey, King of the Weather, how you doing? How was your school day? You mean you're excited for school? Very nice. What are we saying? Evan said 4K is rather low for a training. Okay. What are we saying? Cam said, fun fact, doctors go to school for 8 years right after undergrad. But if you do undergrad, master's, law, or PhD, it ends up being 8 years anyway. No, that's how I think about it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, medical school is not impossible, but, like, you gotta get through the science of med school. You're responsible for somebody's life. As Cam said, you can get a PhD and a law degree. And it's, like, either gonna be 8 years exact. It could be a little early if you finish a little earlier. It could be maybe like a few years longer, but still, you'll have multiple degrees for it. So, yeah, I just feel better like that for some reason. I don't know why my brain works like that. I guess your brain works similar, Cam. You're like, hey, I'm not going to medical school, but, like, you'll get the multiple degrees like that, too. Okay. King of the Weather said, ooh, you're heading home right now. You're just excited for school. All right. Glad you're excited for school, King of the Weather. Nice. Glad you're going home. Hopefully you had a great day at school. Or, yeah. So hopefully you had a great day. Evan said, no, I can use the degree in the USA. Okay, and the UK. Okay. You just have to convert the points. Okay, for your degrees. And then apply it. All right. Hey, Thames, how are you doing? Evan said, oh, just an FYI, to flex, we were taught our criminal justice program by one of UK's experts, crime experts. The lectures were iconic. I agree, being taught by experts help. Very nice. Kat said, please come to Harvard, Mia. I'll give you a very thorough tour of Boston. Yeah, Cats, I mean, yeah. My only chance of going to Harvard now is if I ever become a professor at Harvard or work at Harvard on the administrative faculty board or something like that. Or like in the regular department, because I ain't doing no more standardized tests, guys. I can't do that. That's too stressful. But I'll for sure visit Harvard or the area of Boston for sure. You never know. Or maybe I'll know somebody who went to Harvard one day. Who knows, maybe. But, yeah. Evan said, wait, which university are you at now? Just for safety reasons, I don't share out the university that I'm currently attending, Evan, but when I graduate, you'll know for sure. Okay, Kat's went to Florida State University. Evan said, no, Mia, don't start Friday stream later. Oh, wow, it's 12 at night in the UK. Shout out to you for being on so late. Desert said, much love from the remote village in Kenya, sending it back to you. Glad you could be here. Cam said, Kat, you went to FSU. OMG, I know a lot of people who went there. I went to FIU. Got into FSU but didn't want to go far away from home. Right, nice. Freddie said, well, look who I found here again. Welcome back, Freddie. Anytime you guys tell me you guys went to school in Florida, my brain immediately goes to, right, you had unlimited access to Universal Studios. And I feel, and I know that you guys probably did not go there all the time. But like anytime I speak to somebody and they're like, hey, I went to school in Florida, I'm like, okay. You had the beach, you had Universal Studios. I don't like Disney, but you were close to Disney, and you probably were not close to Disney at all. How are you doing today, Freddie? Evan said, I had red velvet cookie dough and pistachio chocolate cake. Very nice, very nice. Hey, cooking with Mike. Glad you could be here. Desert said, even if you cannot be able to install Wi-Fi for me, I will still watch your live streams. You're a true friend. All right. Really appreciate your support. Okay, we're at the end of the comments. Evan said, Freddie, okay, I won't. Kat said, OMG, so cool. Yes, I was in the care program at FSU. Very nice, very nice. All right. If it's anything like my school's care, you're definitely getting all the services. So shout out to you, Cats, if it was like that, because you utilize those services. You were definitely paying it with your student tuition, which love to see it. Evan said, when I first got to the U.S., I got into the hotel and laid in the bed and closed my eyes at 6. Wow, and you slept till 12 the next day. That jet lag really was hitting you, Evan. What are we saying? Cam said, OMG, my close friend was in the care program. Okay, care program. What year did you graduate? You might know your friend. And then Katz is like, what? That's so cool. You see, the live stream is making those global / cross-cultural connections, all right? Which is very, very, very awesome. Love to see it. Love to see it. What you think about the Indians? What do you mean the Indians? There's a lot of Indians in the world. You mean the Native Americans? The people from India, Indians? Amerindians from Guyana? There's a lot of different people who have identified as being some form of Indian. What are you referring to? AHC. Okay, Katz graduated in 2019. That was like right before COVID. All right. Cam said, oh no, we're the class of 2019 from high school, so you're 4 years ahead, so close. You know. No, everybody's like, I'm so old, guys. I saw a TikTok video the other day, all right? I saw a TikTok video. The TikTok video said, TikTok video is like, your brain is still developing until you're 25, right? And then she was like, the ages like 18 to like 25, you're still a teenager. That's what she said. And then she was like, from 25 to like 30, you are an adult. You are a young adult. And then she was like, from 30 to 35, then you are a real like adult. And you know what? I can agree with that for sure. And it's not just because I want my mom to think of me as like not being an adult. It's not that at all. But it makes sense. It really does make sense. And because think about it this way, guys. Think about it this way. All right? You're a kid. You're in elementary school, right? You're in elementary school from what? From like 5 to what? Like 18? Well, I graduated at 17. So you're from elementary school from like, oh snap, bro. Did I tell you? Oh, never mind. If you caught on to that, you caught on to it, that'll give you an indicator to my most asked questions. It's okay. But anyway, so generally, People start elementary school from 5 and they graduate at 18, right? And then immediately after, for that whole period in your life, you're living at home with your parents, right? For that whole period in your life. And you're telling me from 18 to like your early 20s, you are now living on campus where you're by yourself, but you're kind of not by yourself, right? Because you are still like in the world of higher education. You still have rules you have to listen to. So, and you're still experiencing new things. Your brain is still developing when you're in college. And then immediately after you graduate college, you're expected to go and get a job and you're thrust into the real world. Where was the training manual on how to be an adult? And you guys may caveat and say, well, your parents raised you to be an adult and your parents was teaching you these lessons. Yeah, that is true. But like, you're telling me for maybe like more than 20 something years of my life, if people follow the traditional method of like people going through education, people generally graduate higher education college when they're maybe like 24. All right, in American modern times, that's when people generally graduate from higher education. So you're telling me for like 24 years of your life, for like 5 of those years, you were considered to be like an adult. However, you were still somewhat treated as not an adult, and now you're thrust into this real world and you're expected to know how to operate everything, and your brain's not even fully developed until you're like 25, according to doctors. That doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to me. So when people say, yes, you are an adult, but yes, you are still, I guess, a late teenager, obviously they're just making that up to make themselves feel better about their age, but like I can understand that. But have a pleasure. It was a pleasure having you on cam. Hopefully I see you in the next live stream or the comment section of my Full Instructional YouTube video or YouTube shorts. Always a pleasure when you're on. Have a great one, cam. What are we saying? Okay. Cam's like, why she shows it look like? What are we saying? I'm good looking. Okay, MK said, Freddie said, I need Evan to make another video of Mia. And Frohood Frozen looked like she was taken out. It was an amazing moment in history. Okay, what do you think about butter chicken? I've never had it. You're a white male. Okay, good for you. Kay said, you are still more than welcome on the channel for your positivity and uniqueness. No, I didn't see the Conjuring movie yet. I'll see it tomorrow, okay? So I'll let you know what I think. All right, pleasure having you on cam. No, that's funny, cats. That's funny. Cam said goodnight, cats. Evan said, my cats. AMK said, what do you think eating watermelon increases chance? Oh my god, bro. Racial slurs, whether that is implicitly or explicitly stated, strictly prohibited and not allowed on the channel. So do remember that as we leave these comments. Evan said, I have 24 subs. You're growing. Nice. Shout out to you, Evan. That's amazing. What's my favorite Taylor Swift song? Maybe Shake It Off. I feel like that's a good one. Hey, Vernon. How are you doing? Glad you could be here. So, yeah, guys. Yeah. Age is really weird. So, obviously, follow society's expectations of, like, what you have to, I guess, achieve depending on what you want your life to look like. But at the same time, don't make anybody make you feel bad for I guess how do I phrase it? Don't look at other people and feel bad of what they have accomplished at a certain age and what you haven't accomplished, because remember, everybody's life course trajectory is completely different. And at the same time, when you're in your 20s, after you reach the age of 13, after you graduate from college, guys, when you're done with higher education, particularly college, you are practically in the real world for the first time independently by yourself, all right? Because remember, prior to that, for like 24, 25 years, you guys were, somebody was telling you what to do. Somebody's literally telling you what to do. And as soon as you graduate, you're expected to go into the workforce and know how to do everything. And when you're 20s and whatever, you're supposed to know how to do this. That TikToker, her video, it really made sense when she broke it up like that. So society's very interesting, guys. But what do we have? What's happening? Evan said, Sir Adam, what a weird question. What question did you ask? He deleted it. Evan said cats, exactly. I was gonna say the same. I don't want to be rude. All right, Vernon said comparison is the killer of all joy. Do agree with that. And what was happening, we were speaking about age. I was describing a TikTok video that I saw that said what your age really means when you're certain ages. So it makes sense, because, and you know how I know it makes sense and everything's like a big fabricated social construct. And you guys are like, Mia, you talking about social constructs again? Because everything is a social construct, in my opinion. But let me go up and see some questions before I answer that. Let me see. Let me go. I don't see any question, guys. What? I think you have to retype it. I see what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? I said Shake It Off, perhaps. All right, Sir Adam said, Mia, do you consider yourself a black woman or first or just a woman? That is such a weird question. I do see that question what a silly question. I do see that where that came in. What in the world? Do I consider myself to be a black woman first or just a woman? I consider myself to be a female. Yeah. I consider myself to just be a female first. I mean, yeah. When I advocate for females' rights and things like that, I'm not saying I'm not distinguishing saying I'm advocating for white women rights and black women rights. Okay, it is a silly question when I read it right off the bat, but like I understand where you're coming from, Vernon. I don't know who asked that question. Vernon, you asked that question. Sir Adam, I do understand where you're coming from that question, because if we look at history, when women gained rights, I mean, certain rights that women have gained, it was subjected to white women first before it was subjected to black women first. So I see where you're coming from, but I'm in 2025, all right? No matter how terrible and disastrous people may say 2025 is in certain countries, in my 2025 as a female, obviously race is a factor, but like if a white woman gets this rights as a female, I'm getting that rights too. Regardless of what my race is in 2025, hopefully it stays like that. It better stay like that. If not, I'm out. But like, it better stay like that. So I feel like that. I do understand your question, but like, I'm a female. Yeah. Division is like the enemy. Like, a lot of things are the enemy. But like, division is definitely one of them. It definitely is one of them. So yeah, if somebody comes out and they're like, hey, I'm advocating for white women rights, but I'm not advocating for black women rights, I'm like, okay. What? That doesn't make, I don't get that. Like, obviously I do see my race. I guess your true question that you wanted to ask, Sir Adam, I mean, I don't know, maybe your true question at the core of it was like perhaps saying, do you see your race as a factor in your daily life? Maybe that was somewhat as a true question you really wanted to ask, Sir Adam. At the core of it, is race a factor in my life, the way I operate? Yeah, for sure. Race is definitely a factor in how I operate. Like, recent bill was passed. So, like, I was outside the other day and, like, I didn't walk with my ID. And I was just in the back of my head. I'm like, okay, I need to walk with my ID. I forgot to, because my mom told me to walk with my ID, but I forgot to walk with it. So I was going to, like, my school's dining hall, or, like, the student center in my school to get a package. And, like, I'm looking around. I'm like, oops, I forgot my ID. But I'm like, okay, I have it on my phone. So, like, when I went outside today, I didn't walk with my wallet, but I made sure I walked with my ID, because in 2025, race is definitely a concerning factor. So, like, obviously race does impact the way I present myself, like the way I operate in certain spaces, the way I feel in certain spaces. Like, hey, yeah, so definitely I feel like there are goals that I want to achieve in my life. And I know there is somebody out there in the real world who has definitely achieved some of the goals that I want to achieve, and they have less degrees than I have. Or they don't even meet the standard of the degrees that I have, and they have achieved what I want to achieve. So, and I know that for sure. Maybe it's one person, maybe it's 5 people, but it exists. And you know why they were able to do that? Because they were a different race to me, and they most likely a different gender to me, but most importantly, a different race. So, like, degrees are important, yes, to further your knowledge, but as an African-American female in America, I need to be the most qualified in the room. I do need to be qualified either more than my peers or equally so qualified than my peers. Otherwise, I'm not even getting in those spaces. So race is definitely a factor in the way that I plan out to achieve my future goals in America, for sure, Sir Adams. I feel like that's what your core question that you probably wanted to ask, but you probably didn't know how to phrase it, because that was just like a very out there interesting questions. So yeah, I gave you 2 answers. Hopefully it was good. Hopefully you answer your question. Yeah. What do we say? Evan said no. Kat said, Mia, I'm going to record. Okay, a book. Okay, video this weekend. That's your goal. Okay, I'll hold you accountable, Kat, on Sunday. Sunday live stream. I'm gonna ask you, Kat, did you record the video? We're holding each other accountable, posting social media. Excuse me. Okay. I ran out of tissue. Tissue. Oh my God, bro. Okay, we're good. Alright, what are you saying? Hey, Cooking. How are you doing today? Cooking with Mike. Glad you could be here. Evan said they're just a woman first. Evan said at the workplace they will always hire them over you. You're welcome, Sir Adam. Glad I was able to answer your question. Vernon said identifying as Black anything is a responsibility that is Black people aren't obligated to take on. Yeah, I do agree that identifying as Black in every situation that you go to is an obligation that Black people take on. But like, I do think it's very important. So like, yeah. So like, when I go into certain spaces, I mean, yeah. And you know what? My questions, it's not hard to answer the question, but it is hard. It's easy and it's hard because when you're part of a minority group and you guys are like, hey, African Americans are a minority. Yes, we are still a minority. But when you are a minority, when you're somebody who's not white in America, guys, it is, or not even America, but when you're somebody who's not white from a Western country, whether that's America, whether that's Europe, it's very interesting the way you operate. Because like that was a very interesting question you asked her, Adam, because yes, I am a female, but I also do have to remember that I am African American. Because imagine it's never gonna happen, but like imagine in a scenario where women's rights were taken away, right? Or not even, yeah, women's rights were taken away. Okay, women's rights are taken away. It's going to affect me, right? But let's say African American rights aren't taken away. All right? It's not going to affect me. But if African American rights are taken away, but women's rights are still implemented, do I still qualify for those rights since I'm a female? Or do I not qualify because African American rights were taken away and I'm an African American? So you see how being a minority, there's a lot of, it's like how you answer that question. It's very interesting. So it's very interesting. It's very scary. So that's why I always say advocacy is key, guys. Advocacy is key. Like change needs to happen in society and like keep progressing. America is not an old country, but it has made a lot of advancements from its early days. So advancements that's moving in a positive direction where diversity is embraced for all people needs to continue to occur. Because I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you look like, guys. I really don't care. But like as long as you are advocating for advancement to happen, you can, okay, for people who don't like a specific racial group or a specific gender, it's okay. You don't have to like my race. You don't have to like my gender. You have the option to speak about that. You have the option to convey those thoughts. As long as you have the option to convey those thoughts, you're okay. But do not try to hinder and take away my rights. That's what I will say. Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're saying you don't like my race. You're saying you don't like my gender. So what, you want to take away my rights? So what, you're telling me, you're like a little kid, you're telling me, so that person who wants to take away my rights and who wants to take away my rights because of my race and because of my gender, you're like a little kid. You're like a little kid because I'm not giving you your favorite toy. So you want to be the only person to have the toy. You want to have the final say. That's what you're telling me? You can't have like an ethical debate and support your argument? So yeah, you see, so I didn't mean to get serious, but anytime I speak about topics like that, it is a serious topic. So it's okay, guys. It's okay if people don't agree in society. It's okay if you don't like somebody's race. It's okay if you don't like somebody's gender. But the main thing to remember, you should not and you cannot try to marginalize a group and silence a group just because of your opinions. You can have your strong opinions, but you just need to make sure you have enough facts to support your opinions, all right? So as I say, all opinion, people, and ideas are welcome on the channel. You can disagree with me, you cannot like me, all right? But as long as you are going to come on the channel and say why you don't like me, and say why you disagree with me, or say why you don't like this, and say why you disagree with this, and you can support yourself with facts and data, you are good. You are good. It's when we start trying to marginalize people and discriminate against people and treat people horrible, that's where the problem comes in. And that's what slavery essentially was, relating it back to history. All right, that's what slavery essentially was, the horrific era in American history. It was a specific group of individuals saying, I don't like you. I don't like your race, all right? So I'm a little kid. I'm going to do horrific things to you, and you're not even going to have the option to speak up for yourself or try to advance yourself because I'm scared of you. I'm a little kid, and I don't want to hear your point of view. That's what it was. That's what it was. So I know I got a little serious, but, like, it is a serious topic, guys. So it is a serious topic. And trust me, you got to trust me when I say this. You may think if you don't like somebody, or not, I'm not speaking to y'all, but just throwing out there to anybody who's watching the corner, who's watching this now or in the future, I don't know. But, like, you gotta understand. Let's say you are, quote unquote, attacking a specific demographic of people to try and take away that individual's rights. Just know when that person's rights are taken away, it's gonna turn back right on you. Because who are you gonna have to attack after you take away somebody who looks like you rights? Who are you gonna have left? You're gonna go back to your own people. So that's why you need to make sure that you are advocating for advancement for all people all the time, even if you disagree with people, for sure. What are we saying? Hey, Naila, how are you doing? Kat said, OMG, Vernon, I could not agree more. Hey, hey, Mal, how are you doing? OMG, Sunday, I'm supposed to record your shorts for your hair spa. Have a great time at your spa, Evan. I don't have a clue. Oh, you didn't get the tripod? You can probably lean it on something. Drake said, only the minority in America. We are all the majority when it comes to the world population. No, wow, that's a great statement. I didn't even think about it that way. Wow. Very interesting. Wow, okay, nice. Yeah, I can definitely, I can believe that without conducting any research. I can definitely see that perspective. That's very interesting. Wow. Vernon said, there have been times I've had to represent all Black people, and I didn't sign up for it. It was thrown on me by others. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, you're the only Black person in the room. So, like, they ask you a question. That's, like, they ask you a question that may apply to one person. That's a correlation. But, like, they want to say it's a causation for all people. Okay, and I can see that perspective for sure. Yeah, I can understand that. Hey, Tawana, how are you doing today? Yeah, you missed a little bit of a lot of the live stream, Tawana, but it's recorded. So if you want to rewatch it, you can always do that. But glad you could be here, Tawana. How's your day going? Evan said, plus, you might say I can't record. Okay. Oh, the hair spa. You might have to give the location away too. Matt said, Jesus Christ, the only identity that you can take after this world. Okay. Hey, Gamer Wolf, how are you doing? Why are you sad? Drake said, how can you not like someone's gender? No, people don't. It's not to say that people don't like someone's gender, I think, Drake. I think it's more so saying people don't like a specific gender having power, okay. Let me use an example, and I'm just using random examples. This is not a representation of Uniquely Mia's opinion in any way or form, all right? This is not a representation of Uniquely Mia's opinion in any way or form. I'm just using it as examples to answer Drake's statement, all right? So Drake said, how can you not like somebody's gender, though? My opinion, all right? We'll use both male and females. So I feel like if females say I don't like man, if that makes no sense. If females say I don't like males, from a female's point of view, I can understand why some females are going to say they don't like males, because historically males have treated females at a lesser level than them. Males are often have the mindset that they have more authority over females. Historically, males have done horrendous things to females. Horrendous things just because of the ways that history is set up, history is written. The parents raise males. Males sometimes have a, superiority, or a complex that they're better than females, things like that, and that females are lower than them. So thus they treat females in a disrespectful way, where they speak about females' clothing and try to say females, you shouldn't have rights to this, you shouldn't have rights to this. In the workplace, males are often paid more than females, etc., even if the female's more qualified. Like, if a female's pregnant and they're trying to get a job, that's not happening. A male, they can have as many kids as they want. They're going to keep their job, and there's no stigmatization around that. So there's a lot of reasons why I understand why some females are like, hey, I don't like males, all right? Now, males, I don't think males are going to necessarily say they don't like females, especially if they're heterosexual. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say that, all right? They're not going to say they don't like females. I think what males will say, they're going to say that I don't like females getting rights, the same rights as me. I think that's what, I'm not a male, so I can't say, but like, I feel like that's what some males will say. It's not that they don't like females, it's that they don't like females acquiring the same rights as males. Because 9 times out of 10 when that happens, females become more independent, all right? Females become more, look at what's happening in America. They said the generation is like the lowest birth rate in America that it has been. The birth rate is lowering. Why? Because females are acquiring more independence. Females' priority is not on having a whole bunch of kids. Females don't need to be stay-at-home wives anymore, all right? They can go out in the workplace, they can earn their own income, they can be independent, and they don't need a male to make them happy, essentially. So I feel like that is why some males, it's not to say they don't like females. I think it's to say they don't like when females have the autonomy to do what they want to do without having to rely on males. I think that is what it means, Drake. So hopefully I answer your question. Like I said, no representation of unique Lymia's opinion at all. Hey Gamer Wolf, how are you doing? You're constipated, Sebastian. That's not good. Heaven said, Sebastian, get lost. Don't be sad, Sebastian. Kat said, I don't like protests for anything on either side of any divide. Is that controversial? No, I don't think it's controversial at all. You're based on that statements as question, Cats, you're just one for peace, and peace is always great. Peace is always great if it can be acquired, but like, unfortunately, throughout history, before there's peace, there is always some form of unrest. You got to make known what we don't like about the government. And sometimes the only way that happens and the only way the government listens is if unrest occurs. They feel performative. Something like the bus boycotts feel more productive than just chanting and holding signs. Yeah. And you know what? I feel like that's very American perspective. That's an American perspective that you're taking, Cass, and that's great because you're an American, I'm an American. So like, it's okay for us to have that American perspective, because 9 times out of 10 when we are exposed to protests, it's from our news media, and our news media is American. And I can say this because I was able to travel to Paris, right, with my school. I got an all-expense paid trip to Paris. And when I went to Paris, literally, Paris was the cleanest city I've ever been to in my life, literally. And the last 3 days of my trip to Paris with my school, everything shut down. I said it was the cleanest city. The city looked so dirty. Garbage was piling on top of each other. We were supposed to go to the Palace of Versailles. I never got to go to the Palace of Versailles at my school because they were scared that we would get stuck because the train was on strike. It was a lot of different things. Our whole schedule was disrupted. You know why? The people were protesting. I don't know what they were protesting for, whether it was for more pay or less hours at work or the retirement. I don't know. It was something they were protesting for. But those people in Paris, they came together and they were like, we're striking. We're not taking away the trash. We're not running the trains. And you know what happened? When I came back to America, I did some research. Whatever they were protesting for, they got what they wanted because it was a total government shutdown. So those people had cohesion. It's cohesion that they had, and that was great, all right? They protested and they striked to an extent where, like, it shut down their whole government. It disrupted their tourist system. The government had to listen to them. They had to listen to them. So I feel like in America, strikes like that aren't that common. If strikes like that were common, maybe more change on what you want would occur. But like, unfortunately, jobs, like the organizations, they protect themselves, saying if people were to strike, you're losing your job immediately. Some organizations do that. So it's not feasible in America to do that. So the feasible way for people to make their claims heard, if you're not becoming a lawmaker, because there's 3 ways. Well, there's more than 3 ways, but the main ways that I know of to make change in society, you got to protest. You got to become a lawmaker yourself, all right? If you see change isn't being represented, you got to get the degrees and you have to go and run for office yourself to make that change. That's a little longer, but like it's either running for office or protesting. Those are the two main ways that I know of how in America people have the autonomy and the authority to make change. I mean, you could elect the president, but like, yeah. So, yeah. Choice was made, and I guess choice isn't good. So, according to some people in society, and you're seeing what's happening. So, majority rules. Like, yeah. Sebastian said, was slavery... Oh my God. I don't want to... Never mind. Sebastian, really? I don't... Oh my God, bro. Sebastian, I don't know if to put you in timeout or what. I don't understand. I understand, but like I don't know if to put you in timeout or what. Sebastian, you really just asked was slavery that bad or what? What? I'm gonna... Where was I? I lost that comment. Wait a minute. I lost the comment. Let me find it again. Okay, let me find it. All right. We're getting a little strict on things over here on the channel a little bit. So, all right, Sebastian. I don't know if you meant anything by that. I'll tell you, but I did see you said you hate KFC at the end, so I feel like you did know what you were asking a little bit. So that's why you were in timeout. But slavery was horrific. Slavery was horrific. It was horrific. And horrific doesn't even start to define what slavery was for people. It doesn't even define what slavery was for people who experienced that, all right? It was a horrific, disgusting period in human history, all right? It was terrible. They beat people. They broke up families. They raped people. They did horrendous things to people, all right? So, Cats is like, Sebastian is rage baiting. If they're rage baiting, I don't think the rage came out of me yet, but like, it's crazy. But it was a horrific period in human history, all right? Horrific period. It was so bad. It was so bad that people say that they still have trauma from that. Like the ancestors, some people in society are like, I still have generational trauma from slavery, and I can believe that. I can believe that for people, all right? It was a point in human history that should never be sugarcoated, and it is sugarcoated in society. It is sugarcoated in America. It should not be sugarcoated. It should not be sugarcoated, all right? Slavery was a period. It was such a bad period in human history. I said it in the live stream, and I'll confidently say it again. Don't ever come at me and tell me that an African American or an African American individual, or somebody who experienced slavery, their ancestors, you cannot come at me and tell me that African Americans have extreme mental health conditions that surpass Caucasian individuals. That's how bad, like that's a statement that I'm saying it's not supported by data, but that's my opinion on that. That's how bad it was. Because you're telling me Caucasian individuals during the era of slavery, they thought it was okay to enslave people, to beat people, to sexually assault, to break up families, to do terrible. My mom told me that they were having slaves eating like human feces. That's what they had slaves doing. You're telling me Caucasian people back in the day, that's what they forced slaves to do? And they didn't have a mental health condition? What was wrong with you? Like, what? Guys, it was crazy. If there's ever a time machine, that's an era I don't want to go back to. But like, if I do have to go back to that era, I'm walking with a whole bunch of crazy stuff because it'll be like in the textbooks and I will not make it back out. So it was a terrible era. Vernon said, for example, I don't like seafood, but I don't think anything is wrong with it. I personally don't like how it tastes. Exactly. Raymond said, I disagree with your nail color. You should have colored red. I don't have red, Raymond. I have to get red. Good morning, you're Filipina. How are you doing? Wow, you just woke up. Glad you could be on the live stream. How's your day gonna go today? Hey, Hex, how are you doing? Evan said, I can't comment using my other account. Why not, Evan? Sebastian, you're boring. Rage Beta. Hey, Gary. Yeah, we're gonna end soon. I'm gonna try and read up all these comments, though. Okay, let's see. Evan said, I've added oil to my hair. Okay, so that's too much hair. So that too much hair is pulled from the root. Oh, okay. For the hair spa, because she's gonna scrub it all. Okay. Very nice. What are we saying? Yes, do consider liking and subscribe, and welcome to the live stream. Unique Lamia here. What are we saying? Evan said, have you seen the riots in the UK? No, I haven't seen that. When I talk, my nose gets stuffy, so I ran out of tissue. So I'm sniffling, guys. I do apologize for that, but I don't have any tissue to, like, clear my nostrils. What are we saying? Alright, let's see. Yes, you're Filipino. We did change our nails. This is what looking like today. Hey, Mr. What's your name? Wasim. Glad you could be here. Brandon's like, bye, Sebastian. Evan said I would have hit him. Not timed him out. Oh, I have to figure out how to time people out. I don't really know. I mean, to hide people from the channel. I don't know how to do that yet. I have to figure out how to do that. So many racist trolls on today. What are we saying? Hey, Steven. Love the heart. Sending it back to you. Hey, Tawana. Oh, you saw me on TikTok, Tawana? Did you like the video on TikTok? Evan said, Mia, do you think that people left in Africa and Jamaica, okay, and never experienced slavery are more, huh? I never thought about that. They had black. Well, you know what, Evan? I'm sure they did have some people of African descent or Caribbean descent on, like, those islands, like Jamaica, on Jamaica and maybe like Grenada and like Trinidad before slavery was a thing. I'm sure they had people there, but the mass amount of people, I feel like I can confidently say most people, their ancestors who are on those islands now, they were victims of slavery. So we can't really say that Caribbean islands in particular never experienced slavery. Colonization was all around. It was just what extent does the colonization exist? Because, like, Haiti, my mom said Haiti, and I know we do have some sports from Haiti on the live stream. So if you guys want to talk about this, my mom, but they did have slavery in the Caribbean. But my mom said Haiti was one country that definitely did have slavery. But what makes Haiti unique from all the other countries that did experience slavery? They revolted early, so they were definitely one of the first African countries, or not African country, but one of the first countries outside of Africa to get their freedom back because they revolted early, which is why their economic system isn't the best, because even in modern society, people are punishing them for that. So the people in power are still punishing Haiti because they regained their independence so early. So I say that to say, Evan, that when you look at the world map, if there's an African person, if there's a person who said, yeah, my ancestors are from this country and it's not from Africa, they are victims of slavery, right? So when we look at Africa, there were definitely some people, some communities in Africa most likely who didn't go through the transatlantic slave trade in terms of leaving their country, but they are most likely still victims of slavery as well, but they didn't get relocated. So So yeah, I did want to say that, Evan, before I did answer your question in terms of you're asking me if you think they adjusted well mentally. I really don't know. When I speak about slavery, I speak about what was taught to me by my mom and what was taught to me in schools mostly. And my mom and my schools, they mostly taught me about the American history, the American side of slavery. But one thing I will say, slavery was terrible no matter where it was. However, in America, since America was definitely the root of the transatlantic slave trade, slavery was terrible no matter where it was, but America was the root of it. It was probably 10 times worse in America. Or even if it was 1% worse in America than it was in like South American, say, or like the Caribbean island, it was just as bad. But like America just did it really bad because that's where it started. And no matter where something originates is where they're going to do it the worst. All right, it's where they're going to do it the worst. So I feel like people from America whose ancestors are definitely from America, like they have direct ties to the transatlantic trade in America, they went through a lot. Like they went through horrendous stuff. It got so bad that people were jumping off of boats. Like they didn't want to come here. So they went through terrible stuff. So I don't know the mentality, if they mentally adjusted their ancestors. I don't know, Evan. I didn't do a research study on that. But you see a lot of people on social media who said that they are still they feel like they have trauma from their ancestors. So yeah, that's what I will say on that. Slavery was bad no matter where it was, but I don't know. Yeah, hopefully I know I didn't answer your question, Evan, but that's just one of those questions. How can you compare it? It was terrible no matter where it was. Kat said, like Mia said, I was definitely taking a U.S. perspective. I don't know much about protesting. Oh wow, I'm behind. Protested outside of what I've seen. User locally, which usually doesn't result in much. Kat said the nail color is bright and juicy. Thank you, Kat. And you know, it is the LA colors, 98 cents. I took off the barcodes. I don't know what number it was, but it was very affordable. Hey Gary, welcome back. Evan said there is a tribe of Black people living near India called, excuse me, Sentinelese. Okay, they've never been influenced or affected by anything. They have lived there before Jesus. Yeah, I understand that. I feel like Black people were definitely all over the world for sure. So yeah, I can understand that for sure. Hey Steven. Oh no, I'm not using a filter. Your Filipino said, Miss Mia, I need to go. We love you, Miss Mia. Thank you so much for the love, your Filipino, sending it back to you. Evan said the Indian government has decided not to allow any access. Well, you know what? That's good. I feel like that's definitely good because the Indian government is preserving that demographic of people's like home and not natural habitat, but like if you were to go into that community and those people have never seen technology in their life, you may think you're showing them something really cool, but like you don't know how that's affecting them. Or like let's say you bring a piece of candy into that community and they've never had candy before, their immune system isn't built up for that. And yes, your immune system does need to be built up for candy because a whole bunch of chemicals are in it. So it's a great thing, Evan. So shout out to that Indian government for doing that, because they're definitely preserving that community for sure. Hey Rupen, how are you doing? All right. Kat said, I think the larger problem with African countries, okay, is the effect of colonization in general. Yeah, if you were still in Africa, you were colonized and forced into indentured servitude. Yep, it's always something. Yeah, and then and another thing that I'm seeing on social media a lot, particularly TikTok. TikTok shows you a lot about what's happening around the world, guys, with revolts and stuff. But so one thing I'm seeing on TikTok, I was on the France or like the African side of TikTok for a short while, and some people said, I think it's Congo, some country in Africa. They said France currently, it's in like an uproar because they're losing money because the African government decided they no longer want to give France or allow France officials to steal the uranium, that I guess that's energy that powers France, they said. So they said France is in an uproar. I don't know how true it is, but like that's what that one African tech content creator said. So yeah, it's like when you look at England, people are some Caribbean islands are still under England's control. Like Guyana, it was British Guyana. Guyana gained its independence like I think maybe like 56 years ago. I remember like 5 years ago they said they were celebrating their 50th anniversary of independence. So colonization is a real thing. So I feel like this discussion was definitely educational. I do hope y'all learned something from it. And the more of the story, the more we have these discussions, is to learn from each other, guys. Because as I always say, the only way advancements will happen in history, and not even history, but the only way advancements will happen in modern society, we need to understand the past, and we need to be educated on the past, all right? So it's very, very important. And then another thing to remember, guys, if we think about the history of and I'm speaking to everyone in general. I'm speaking to everyone. But like, if you're a minority, please listen too. But I'm speaking to everyone. But when you look, if you live in America, if you live in Europe, if you live in a Western country, particularly America, because I'm an American, we gotta understand American history. America's like 300 years old. It's not that old. For majority of American history, it wasn't a country that advocated for our rights. And when I say our, I mean minority rights, female rights, things like that. If you're a minority male, at the conception of American history, it didn't advocate for you. But the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964. There are people alive from 1964, right? So when you're looking at modern society, and you may be modern media with things that have happened and things that are happening, you're probably wondering, how can it still exist today in America? Because the history of discrimination isn't that old. It's not that old, all right? So I say this to say, we come on Uniquely Me live stream. Yes, it is a positive community where you can see from the real world. But at the same time, we can learn from each other, because I hope that all people, regardless of what your gender is, what your race is, what you believe in watching this live stream, I strongly do hope that you want society to be better and you want change to occur. And the only way that change is going to occur, you have to advocate for positivity. You got to advocate for equal rights for all people, no matter what you believe in. When you advocate for equal rights for all people, you can believe in whatever you want to believe in. But you're not going to hurt nobody by doing that, all right? At the same time, if you are a minority, if you want change to continue to occur in society, you got to advocate. But at the same time, if you want something to change and you see stuff isn't changing, you got to make a change in society. So you have to obtain positions in society to make that change too, all right? So hopefully you learned something. Hopefully made you think a little bit better. Remember, you as constituents in society, constituents, voting individuals in society, that's your power to make change, all right? That's your authority and your power to make change, all right? If you are an American citizen, if you live in the country of America, you want to make change, run for office, make a positive change, all right? Because history of discrimination is not that old. Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964, guys, and you got to continue making change for advocacy and things like that. What are we saying? Let me read up these comments. Evan said, cats, I think Africans have still done well regardless of colonization. You can't stop a human progress. And as we see now, Caucasian is declining. Thank you so much, Desert. I love my face as well. Evan said most of our workforce is now either Indian, African, or Pakistani because of the shortage in certain sectors. Wow, okay, cool. No, when I heard that, like literally that TikToker from Africa Cat, she literally said like vibranium or something like that. When I heard that, I'm like, Black Panther vibranium is real? Like literally, that is what she said. And I was like, okay, I did not know that was a real thing. I did not know that was real. Welcome from North Korea. Evan said, I mean slavery, as in we have to work to live, otherwise we would starve. Yeah. Vernon said CMP. I was thinking the same thing. Real life vibranium. Hey Steven, how you doing? Kat said, I'm going to stop commenting so you can sleep now, Mia. Alright. Should you subscribe if you want to? All opinion, people, and ideas are welcome on the channel, as long as we communicate to each other in a kind and respectful way. Just know, sometimes on the live stream, guys, we'll have some important and impactful discussions about advocacy and human history, because as I always say, these aren't difficult discussions for me to have at all, and these should not be difficult discussions for anyone to have in society, in my opinion, because if you want to make a better future, you got to learn from the past, right? So you don't do what was done before. So yeah, what are we saying? Evan said, Katz is always trying to end the stream on time. Evan said, Mia, do you have a time frame in mind? Is it 2 hours? What do you mean? Like, if I'm gonna stay on for 2 hours more, if I end the stream after 2 hours. I mean, I've been streaming since 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've been streaming for 3 hours. So yeah. Honestly, the streams go how you guys lead the discussion. So it seemed like this discussion started out slow, but then some people joined. You guys had some very great question to ask. So yeah, Brandon said they want some vibranium shoes. Man, vibranium shoes, that's funny. Okay, let's see. All right, guys. So as I said, tomorrow I'll live stream for you, or my mom will live stream for you. Just know around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll do a live stream. I promise you that live stream tomorrow, it won't be this serious, okay? It won't be this heavy of a topic. Alrighty, but we do hope you enjoyed it. I mean, hopefully you learned something from it. And if you didn't learn something, hopefully it inspired you. And if it didn't inspire you, I just hope that didn't scare you away from Uniquely Mia, because I'm here for entertainment, but I'm also here to educate y'all. And if I can do a little bit of advocacy on my channel for things that I strongly believe in, best believe I will do it. So thank you so much, Vernon, Evan, Castin Pokemon, Drake, Cam, King of the Weather, 4748, Steven, Desert, Rupon, who else was on? Steven, Your Filipina, Gary, M, Globe. Thank you so much, everyone who was on the live stream. I know I didn't shout out everyone. I do hope you enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your night. Stay positive, and as Queen Mother Uniquely Mom always says, don't let anybody rob you of your joy. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Bye. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you missed more of Uniquely Mia after the live stream, go watch some of my full nutritional YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, prior live streams. Have a great day, guys.